Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Halloween broadcast. It's going to be GGNA, and we're starting off in the rookie division losers bracket round 2. We've got No Peel Gaming versus Mawa Esports, and I'm here with Charles, who unfortunately does not celebrate Halloween, so he's not dressed up with me. Yeah. Yeah, it should be a really fun and interesting matchup today. No Peel and Mawa are in the losers bracket round 2, but that means they've won a round. They've won a game, so they're all ready to get into this round 2 matchup. We're going to take a look at their rosters real quick now. As we see on the left side of your screen, we've got Hakabobo, Cotton Baller, OG, Chicago Bias, Neko Nyan, and Real Boti on the side of No Peel Gaming. And then take it away for Mawa Esports here, Charles. Yeah, I mean, then that can be a very big thing. Team synergy can be the difference maker, especially in the rookie division, which is that lowest division of GitGud. And like I was saying, team synergy. I've seen that before. That just wipes the floor with anything else. I've seen in a council league. This team, they all live in the same city and they rolled through this entire league, and just because they knew each other well. And then maybe we'll see that coming in from Mawa Esports. Yeah, definitely. And we'll see how this series begins because we're going to be starting out, and we'll show you right now. We're starting out in Korea. We're going to Busan starting off. And Busan, like all control maps, have a wide range of comp capabilities. Oh. Well, Charles's mic is, well, he's fixing that. I will tell you kind of what he just said. Busan can each map has a different type of comp that is run. Normally, we'll see specifically on things like mecha base, we'll see that brawl composition normally, and then when it goes out of there, it just it can be really anything else. Whatever you really feel comfortable on can be ran on downtown and the shrine form of Busan. You could see a ball, you could see a Winston. It doesn't really matter. It's really just what's comfortable for that team. And I don't know
Just
if you.
checking that I'm back in VMix now. Wonderful. Yeah, Joker,
There you
you
go.
summed it up perfect to be a lot about the adaptability of these teams and kind of being able to lean on what they scrimmed on. So will be very interesting to see not just what these teams roll out with, but once they start running into some trouble, how well or if they're willing to adapt at all. Because we see at a lot of higher levels of play where these teams scrim pretty intensively that they tend to not want to learn something new on the fly. If they know dive works on this map and dive doesn't happen to be working, they just kind of want to stick with it until it does. So, fascinated to see how this plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree with you there. It's a lot more comp changing, specifically in the lower divisions and lower tiers of Overwatch. With like you said, not you practice something, you expect it to work, and it doesn't work. Some teams are get lost, and that's when we see big stomps in the higher tiers of Overwatch. And hopefully we don't see that today. Hopefully we get a nice long series, maybe 5 maps or so. But I believe we're almost ready to go into the first map though.
Yeah, no, excited to see how this plays out. I'm looking at my show notes here. There are a couple of players that identify as ball one tricks, so we'll be interesting to
Oh
see how this
no.
plays out. Yeah, a couple. Looks like a Ryan Zarya, mains as well for Mawa. So excited to see some brawl come out. If I'm not incorrect here, I believe Mawa are also one of our very few South American participants here. So. Um, we'll be curious to see where the servers end up placing
Yeah.
them because I know the Brazil to NA ping is usually around 100, maybe 90, so very manageable. And I think an advantage as well is that they're used to that ping because if the servers end up being routed to South America or somewhere in Central America and they have to play up from 20 to like 70 ping, that's something that the South Americans are going to have to they're much more used to that. So no peel might be at a disadvantage if the server ends up bumping up their ping by like 20, 30 milliseconds. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good to see more South American players, teams, ever since unfortunately there wasn't enough people that South American contenders had to discontinue and whatnot. But it's good to see that the community still is there and thriving in in South America.
Yeah, no, it's always nice to see different regions come together. And something I've noticed a lot when I work on the EU scene is that there are a lot of different styles that end up clashing.
Hmm.
I'm curious to see if Bawa, these players live in Sao Paulo, play comp on those servers. Um, Especially now that you don't get to select which servers you play on. I'm curious to see if they have a different read on the meta than the NA scene does and come out with something funky. Always so fun to watch a new region appear in the bracket.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, a lot of regions have different takes on how the meta is shaken up. We saw it during the Overwatch League. We've seen it in EU contenders versus NA contenders, the APAC region versus the NA and EU scene for Owl. Like I said, they change up. We saw a lot of teams trying to run that double bubble last playoffs, but then the NA was just running Roadhog Zarya, and that was working well for
Hmm.
them. But um, the ideas and the styles will be indeed clashing if they're obviously a different region, different style.
Yeah, and the current balance of the game kind of allows to any playstyle, really. Right? If you watch the Overwatch League, teams got really far playing Brawl, playing Dive, playing double off tank, double main tank, double shield. All metas are quite viable for the time being, so it's not like any team's going to be at a huge disadvantage depending on what they're playing, and it looks like we are ready to get started, Joker.
Yes, we are heading into game here now. It seems as we're going to be heading down to the shrine function. I believe I don't remember what it's really called, but no, we're still waiting for players. Now we're assembling the heroes. There we go.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, this is kind of a more brawly map, and I believe Mawa does have that brawl tank line that they're happy to run. So I'm just very excited to see what these teams end up blocking, and of course with A team name like No Peel Gaming. We're going to expect some caster debating with the hero selection, Joker. So just watch out for that.
Yes, of course. As we head now into the well, people are getting ready to pick their heroes, and right now we're seeing, wow, is this season 3 of the Overwatch League Finals? Charles.
Yeah, it might just be the Hog Zarya. Does not seem to be a bait pick, along with the Sombra and Cowboy selection here as well. Lots of sustain through the BAP with the Immortality Fields, and Blatt able to. A lot of times that Lucio is just used to escort that Roadhog in and out of flank. So we'll be curious to see how they utilize the Lucio here in a more kind of split composition rather than the traditional brawl that we see from No Peel, Joker. Fall Rhyme.
Yeah, I mean, I've played that before. It's really about the Wrecking Ball getting in and getting engagement started, but they're already hacked up and stunned. They're going to be taken down quickly.
Yeah.
Does OG. This should be a unfortunate beginning for the side of No Peel Gaming, but Hakubo going to start it off, turning it back with 2 of their own, 3 of their own, and Chicago Bias as well. Going to get it on the kill feed, and it's going to be ticking up for No Peel Gaming now with a 4K coming in from the Ash. There's a disconnect, it seems, on the side of Mawa Esports.
Yeah, looked like OG rolled in and then just kind of ate all the CC possible, I believe. Got the adaptive shields off, but then that's not going to mean much when you have the Cowboy Flashbang as well as the Sombra hack. That's going to be a rough composition to run into. And I'm really curious. I don't think you stay on that. If they have the Cassidy and they have the Sombra, you got to make some switches off that ball.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be really difficult to go in with that Wrecking Ball composition, but we still saw them win it out, even though they got rid of that huge disruption from No Peel Gaming immediately. We saw the Ash coming in and just annihilating the rest of the team and getting all the squishies out of there. And then the Reinhardt also being able to just swing freely. Nothing really doing. You can't. And I think they might need the swap from Mawa as well, because just not having that shield that No Peel Gaming had, that just mitigated a lot of damage, and it won't allow the Ash to get as many headshots and many final blows as they just got.
Absolutely, and I think I was a little concerned when Malva went in a full team on that left side, because you have the Hog Zarya. You kind of want to play as split as possible and kind of attack from many different angles, but they just kind of ran in face first. And with that Cassidy and Sombra, you can't challenge that Ashe. So that Ashe, like you said, no shield to block, no range to contest. That Ashe got to free fire. And listen, OG did get deleted through the flashbang and the hack, but when all they tell them, the Ashe got to free fire. So if anything, Joker, that's the ball doing the ball job. So yeah, maybe it's working out, and I don't think the switch is going to come out here.
Well, Chicago Bias already starting it off yet again with a kill onto the Zarya there, as it's already all the side of No Peel Gaming yet again. Everyone's just getting in on that kill feed.
And it looks like OG's gonna stick on the ball, and it is working. So once again, we saw them eat Sigera, landing another flashbang on the on Cassidy here, but it just, as soon as the focus fire turns towards that ball, the rest of No Peel collapses with that speed boost. Great work here, and you can tell this from the DPS ult charge team here. Look at the Tor versus Sombra difference here. Sombra 3/4 onto an EMP, but that Bob is to come out super early deep into that backline.
Yeah, the Bob already taking down Diera on the Cassidy hero here, as it's already all No Peel Gaming in this kill feed as Grundy goes off the side of the map to reset with a team. It's already up to 75%. It might be the last or the penultimate fight coming up here, Charles.
Yeah, it could be tough here. Neko did end up using that Coalescence, but that's basically a free ultimate. And we see Mawa switching over at a huge ult deficit, but that EMP could be the difference maker. Real Body's going to play some grade A hide and seek to get this lead off.
Well, Beat and Ant Matrix is coming out from the side of Mawa, and it's already going in their favor. Real Boy also has to use that sound barrier as well.
Oh!
I don't know, it's even, but oh my goodness, an
The
OG with a
mines!
2K minefield, that's going to be enough for them to hold on to this
Ah!
point. Oh my goodness, Charles, I thought it was going to be going in the favor of Mawa, but then OG on the wrecking ball, getting 2 with a minefield.
Well, not just getting 2, getting the Sombra, and the Sombra dies holding EMP Joker. I was concerned when Body matched Blair with the beat there. I was a little stressed out. I'm gonna be honest because I think that beat definitely should have been saved for the EMP. But hey, if you have mines to dump off to dump on top of the hacker, absolutely go for it. That's really tough. You spend all round charging that EMP only to die with it to those mines. That's brutal. Better you than me, my friend. That's tough.
That was definitely indeed tough. Now we do have some swaps coming around. We do have Hakubo on the Widowmaker now as Cotton Baller is going to be Echo. As the oh my goodness. What a nice play coming in from OG. Already taking out Grundy on that Ana. So much getting done, and now the most supports are down. This should just be a quick wipe of the floor for the No Kill Gaming here.
Once again, it's a compositional mismatch here on the DPS slide because that Cassidy's not getting able to touch the Echo. That Echo's in the air with a Mercy Pocket, and you have Widow controlling sightlines. They have immense range here from No Peel. Speaking of Hakobo, great shot to the head of that Genji. There is no way that Mawa can get to the fight without having chunked down a bunch of their damage. They're going to spend so many resources just arriving at the brawl. This is going to be really tough for Mawa to close that gap unless they can find a way to get Naive or Selfie on top of Pakobo to make sure that Widow doesn't get to free fire.
Well, the tank line is down for No Appeal Gaming, as this should be the beginning of the first capture percentage for the side of Mawa Esports. As Chirpy getting so many final blows in that fight right there.
Yeah, excellent rotation here. So they saw where the Widow was, went left, and as soon as they forced Cotton Baller just engaged a little bit too aggressively, had to use the flight to disengage, and as soon as that happened, Mawa made a very decisive call to go left side to avoid that range and was able to make the brawl work. Now that they have defensive control of the point, this is a whole new story.
Yeah, as the Shatter is going to be blocked up by the main tank of Mawa Esports, but a Cotton Baller
Nano's there as well!
Oh my goodness! Cotton Baller with 3 with the Diva. It's going to be a 5K overall for Cotton Baller. Oh my goodness! What a nice play coming out for the Echo player on Gaming.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Echo had the Valk damage boost equipped the whole time as well, making things a little bit easier, but now we see a little bit of an ultimate mismatch here. The mines here could mitigate the damage of this blade, but the Earth Shatter here coming out and catching Body.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter. Is OG going to get Grundy got again with this minefield. The Widowmaker is going to go down to Nub on this Genji as they're getting another one in this fight as the High Noon is out from the gas. The hero on as well, getting a 2K Deadeye, and that's going to be enough. Again, Mawa Esports not shying away from this fight right now.
Yeah, Mawa happy to invest ults nice and early on as well. Not the first time, I believe. Yeah, last map we saw the beat engage as well. Naive now still holding onto the Dragon Blade, and hey, listen, if Chirpy can get tanked down a little bit, that Nano Boost isn't far off either. That's a very fast charging ultimate.
Yeah, are going to take down Cotton Baller, and it's looking good for Mawa Esports yet again. They've already got 3 in their favor, and they just need another one to turn it pretty much in that. But no, they don't need much more, as No Peel Game is just going to go back to spawn for the time being.
Yeah, great fight there, Mawa. That's bang for your buck, and no ultimates invested for a whole bunch of cart progress. Naive still holding on to the Dragon Blade, and that Nano Blade we prophesized is coming alive as we see that Ana 3/4 of the way to that Nano Boost, and Mawa is showing us how well they can play when they have all 5 players in the lobby, all 6 players in the lobby.
Yeah, they're really playing well. It's a lot different from what we saw on the first round of Busan. Not one-sided at all. Both teams are showing to be very capable in this matchup. Unfortunately, we do have another pause that we are back. It's a DC again. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen when you are playing on a extended ping that's not what you normally play on.
Yeah, no, that's tough. But so far I understand we're halfway through the first map, but there are some stylistic differences I kind of want to touch on here. No Peel, um, I think I'm a big fan of their compositions. That range that they came out with, Mao were in a bit of a pinch, and No Peel do have that talent on the DPS line to back up those picks. But Mawa, very, very good on rotation, decision making. We see their the ability to collapse on a back line and to take advantage of a pick. That's so far has been uncontested. So will be a fascinating series to play out to see if it's going to be like the DPS diff versus the rotation diff that ends up fighting it out.
Yeah, it will be indeed the difference maker, and like you were saying, I believe earlier in Plat, and especially it it really does depend on rotation if you're really well coached, or if you have what we've seen from No Peel Gaming of those pop off potential heroes and characters as well. um it's going to be it's going to be a bloodbath. It's because if you're super well coached, that we're seeing somewhat from Mawa Esports after that first unfortunate map, but they look really comfortable, they look together, and they know what they need to do. But then No Peel Gaming, on the other hand, just have those two monster DPS that you see a lot of so a lot of times in Plat that can't, unfortunately, get out of Plat because of unfortunate events of cough cough teammates. But it's I don't. It's going to be a really great map if it keeps going like this round with Busan is.
Absolutely, and it's interesting you bring that up, the Cough Cough teammates, because there are we hit this earlier in the series, but there are so many skills that are so important in this team play that don't translate at all to ranks, right? If you're a good caller, you're good at rotations, you're good at coming up with comps and taking high ground. That's not really going to come up when you're playing comp. Looks like Mawa has those skills in abundance, so. Very excited to see how this plays out. It looks like the connection might be returning, Joe.
Yeah, and we're heading back into game. Still waiting for this Dragon Blade, or the Nano Boost, to come online for the Dragon Blade, but Akubo is going to be using that the sights just to get some sights on the enemy team. They do take the mech out of the Divas. Cotton Dollar takes down Selfie on the Diva. And a nice headshot coming in from Hakubo on the Widow.
Cancel.
Yeah, the blade is gone just as the Nano Boost is online. And this should be enough for the side of No Peel to take it back in their favor. Guerrero does take down 2, but it's still the majority of No Peel is still left. They're going to use that Echo copy just to push back, go back to spawn. But you need to be on point! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Charles, that was almost very bad for the side of No Peel Gaming, but they do end out winning and capturing the point.
Yeah, no, talk about the smell of something slippery. They have me sent there, but Selfie, they're getting caught in a no man's land, and when they tried to escape, ended up going, instead of beelining for their own team, going for that mech, ended up being deep connected. Now Mawa have to make it work here. Nanoblade comes out, cuts down 1 immediately.
Yeah, 2 going down as well, 3 on the Dragon Blade. Thankfully, the Nano Boost has gotten there in time. This should be enough for them to win out this map. It's just the Wrecking Ball left on point. They need to take him out quickly before the respawns come back. Self-destruct coming out from the Selfie, trying to keep people away. They do take down the Wrecking Ball, and this should be enough for Mawa Esports to win and tie up Busan 1-1.
Ooh, the last fight started off with the DD mech. When you're 5v6 down, you think that Nanoblade can come out and save you, but that Widow headshot on Naive was, and as soon as they get Naive pull that blade out, only one mine straight for that Widowmaker. Fantastic work, and No Peel there wasn't a bit of a tough scene. They didn't really have any crowd control. They had the brick. He was a little too far for that whip shot or that shield, but anything done. Great target prioritization. Naive there, because other than that shield blast, the only thing that can shut you down is that Widow. Mawa clutching that out in their favor, this selfie getting themselves in a little bit of trouble as we now head into our top round.
Really interesting to see no one utilizing May on this point. Very, very odd indeed. But we do have Cotton Baller on the Doomfist, which could get a lot of value. Very tight spaces, but he's already going down and getting taken out early in this fight. Nice little anti-nade coming in from Grungy Hat, sorry. As but the main tank is now down for the side of Mawa Esports, and they're gonna be able to run through this. Or sorry, not Mawa Esports, No Kill Gaming. But still, they're taking in this little spot as they oh my goodness, I'm still just confused how that just happened.
That Doomfist came back in time to help out at the end of the fight. You die early enough, you come back, and the fight's not over yet. I'm curious to see, so Cotton Baller is in the Doomfist here, and what's going to be here is that to get their timing down Fuji on the Wrecking Ball here.
Yeah, I've seen this before. A lot of good rotations with the Doomfist and a Wrecking Ball. But a nice high noob coming in, but a deflect coming in from Naib as well. But it's still anyone's game. They've got three. It's a 3v3 on point. The Moira is down. This should be Mawa Esports' point. The minefields are on point now, but it should be enough that the respawns are coming back for the side of No Kill Gaming. The self-destruct on point. Selfie's gonna go down, but Jerpy takes out this main tank. Counterpart, the shadow coming out. Not gonna be able to get anyone either. As it's, oh my goodness, a nice little dash coming in from Naive.
Triple dash!
Oh,
that's gorgeous work here.
Oh my goodness, but it's still going in.
The fight's not over though.
Yeah, no, this fight's not over. It's still ticking up in favor of No Kill Gaming. The respawns are coming back, Charles.
Yeah, the Doom slamming to the backline, and Ana is going to be in little trouble, and now Mawa are going to invest BPS to clean this up. No Kill Gaming, this is a dream. You force out enormous fight-winning ults here. Just fall in the trap point now. This is an OT stop, but just start the first fight, and finally No Kill on point, but not for Mawa. See, they had those people nice and early on. They not to use them, and now, I mean, at the time it seemed like a decision, but now they're being forced to pay for it.
Yeah, that was rather interesting, and they're already just going to start off this fight immediately with a nice little slam coming in from the Wrecking Ball, and that's going to be the go sign for No Kill Gaming. They've already got 3 in this fight, and they're going to take it the point and very quickly back, and they're going to get it without Mawa getting up to more than 30%, but no, they do get the stall up as they do get it up to 33, but it's going to be up to the penultimate fight here, Charles.
Yeah, we talked about the synergy between the Wrecking Ball and the Doomfist having to get their cooldowns right, and that was perfect. Inch perfect, the ball of the Doomfist punching right behind, dodging all the CC and getting all of that damage in. The mines are going to be invested here as well. This is going to be very tough for Mao to get a full fight in at the end of this round, Joe.
I don't think they're going to be able to get it, touch it at all. They just have the Dragon Blade, and Naib goes down immediately as No Kill Gaming taking Busan after an action-packed full 3 rounds.
Yeah, great start to the series. Here we get more of this. Is going to be a long and very entertaining night. Cotton Baller, I assume this is the 5K. Great work on the duplicate of the Diva. Bomb plate. Sometimes no need to overcomplicate things. Just drop it on the ground and let the explosion do its job. And then afterwards, just that clean with the burst damage from the Echo. Too much to contend with. No Appeal Gaming coming out on a little bit of an assist from the disconnection coming out, but they had a bit of their DC of their own as well. Mawa unable to rotate as well on Mecha Base as we saw on Downtown Pond, but I believe it is now their map pick for map 2.
Yeah, it's going to be their map pick, and they're going to be heading to a hybrid map. We don't know yet, obviously, but it's going to be a hybrid map of the choice, and you've got to expect it's got to be King's Row here, Charles. I mean, it's especially it being a loser's bracket round, you got to go with something you're comfortable with and something you know you can play well on.
Hey, listen, every single Overwatch team at any rank, at any level of any synergy thinks that they're good at King's Row. So that's the map we'll have confidence in, but I like to think, based on the small amount that we've seen so far, Mawa's confidence in that map might not be because they're good at rotations, they're good at using that Lucio speed to get places, and they're good at collapsing on a could lend itself very healthy, not just to Kings Row, but a lot of different hybrid maps. I think the kind of setup and the payload progress and the payload protection they need to set up, I think that's going to be very interesting to come out from Mawa. Still waiting on a confirmation on that map pick. I just want to highlight a couple um, individual performances that I have noted here. Naib on that Genji
Yeah.
has been absolutely phenomenal. But the blade timing is sometimes, I think, is what holding Naib a great neutral Genji, but could be a little stepped up. Stepping up with the blade game could be a game changer for Mawa, and Selfie on the Diva as well, getting so much work done that goes a lot of times goes unnoticed. I think that I like to think of the divas of like the janitors of Overwatch. You don't
Yeah.
really notice them, as soon as they don't do their jobs well, a lot of problems start to pop up. It's a very thankless task that somebody has to do, right? And I think that's exactly what Selfie's doing on the diva here.
Yeah, they were playing very well on that diva specifically. Not many times did we see the support line of Mawa go down immediately first, which
Mm-hmm.
is shows a good diva. You know, you need to be able to peel for your supports if you are playing that diva character or any off tank, really, but specifically diva with that defensive matrix. And if this was a complete wash, we'd probably be seeing the support lines being taken out immediately. That's what I've been seeing a lot in washes during this Get Good season. As we do get the confirmation that we're going to Kings Row, we're heading over to UK. As I mean, it wasn't a surprise to anyone really.
No, I think this is probably the opposite of a cast curse is to predict King's Row on hybrid. Just waiting for teams to select their attack and defense, and we should be going in soon. Joker, listen. You are 1-0 down. You pick King's Row, and you also get the chance. You get the choice of attack or defense first. What do you go with?
Well, it really depends on style. And I've said this all many times that I've discussed what to choose between attack or defense. And it's based on two things. The first thing is how aggressive are you as a team? Do you like to set the pace, or do you let them come to you, and do you make plays based off their mistakes? And then two, it's well, how far are you up in the series already? Like if you're it's a 2-0 and you just need to win a map, normally you go for the defense get a to get your where you need to push it to. You don't need guesswork. You could if you do have a bad attacking round, but still have a good defense, it doesn't matter. Um, but then on the other side, the attacking round and defending with just like right now, if you are that a super aggressive team, you go for that attacking round first, and you push that objective. You push it as quickly as you possibly can. You deflate the entire team's morale. You get that massive time bank, and then you have go to the defense. They're already deflated. They're like, there's no way we can come back in this. There's nothing we can do, and you usually see those first or second point holds because of it.
Yeah, and we do have a confirmation that Mao will be attacking first, and a substitution. We have Shrew Buddha coming in for OG. So if we recall, folks, OG played a lot of that Wrecking Ball. I hear that might not be too compatible with King's Row here. So maybe some pretty standard brawl coming out, Joker.
Yeah, I mean, Wrecking Ball can find some type of success, specifically on the first point of King's Row, but then it really just goes to a Diva or a Zarya, really just is just so much better. But we're going to be seeing them swapping them out, and we'll be seeing what they are going to be playing, as they are the defending team here, Charles. Oh, no, we're not.
Ye-
Oh, are we? There is 6 people in that. Oh.
Looked like a 7-man squad there for a second. Overwatch 2, we get 5 players. Overwatch 3, 7-man roster. Just restarting the map real quick. I'm such a big fan of Kings Row. I think it's the way the map is set up is very gives the defense a chance to recontest and kind of stop the bleeding, which you can't say for a lot of hybrid maps. Obviously, coming through streets phase is always going to be tough with a long respawn. So once you get into Foundry, that's where we see a lot of teams with 5 minutes remaining on defense still be able to put up a very solid fight. And oh no, the Sombra Ash DPS line and a Brawl tank line with a Lucio Moira backing them up. Okay, this is a very spammy Brawl composition. No Junkrat, no Mei, interestingly enough.
It's also interesting to see Neko Nyan opting for the Moira instead of the Baptiste. It's just so much more versatile instead of the Moira, which is just a heal bot in all terms of speaking. But we'll see here as both teams. Okay, then we're gonna see Mawa using the Baptiste. They're gonna be going for that standard brawl.
Yeah, that's a very classic composition. The Mei and the Cassidy next to each other. That is going to be CC Central anytime Chicago goes into swing, but Hakobo is going to get the first here. And No Peel are going to push a little bit of an advantage, but what I want to look out for here as the series goes on is Neko on the Moira, like you said, none on the BAP, but on defense, especially when you need to backpedal, give a lot of space, that BAP is so crucial, especially to be able to stay alive on that high ground. So maybe a very aggressive playstyle coming out from No Peel.
Well, the rotation is going through as they already take down Chicago as well. Now you have this Cassidy hero already taking taking 2-3 now, as this should be the point opening in favor of Mawa Esports very quickly. It should be about a five or so minute time bank.
Yeah, fantastic working from Mawa. We talked about how good they were at being decisive with their rotations and those Lucio amp speeds, and as soon as the wall went up, they went into the hotel, collapsed on that backline. Neko, I think, had to fade on cooldown, but yeah, just rotated straight into that backline, and then No Peel didn't really have an answer despite having their own Lucio. That could be the beginnings of a snowball here, but oh no, Chirpy is going to go down first.
Yeah, Chirpy down first. The main wall is there, going to be separating the squad for the time being, but the Lucio is there with them, being able to heal them up, and the Mei is just caught in no man's land. As we didn't talk about it before, but Cotton Baller is on the tank role now as True Butter coming in for the DPS.
Yeah, no, love to see some flexibility, and this isn't the first time we've seen DPS players flex over to play Zarya in Overwatch, so this is a path well trodden. But what isn't a path well trodden is we need to break this choke. This choke right here is one of the chokes to push through all of Overwatch.
Yeah, they're going to try to push it open with this Mei while they do have Chicago bias, but the healing is there from Neko. The coalescence just did so much work. If you are Chicago bias, you're thanking your Moira to the high heavens right now.
Yeah, no spam thanks in chat, folks. That was fantastic work. No Peel being able to hold this narrow choke, and they have so much spam coming out as well. Any chance you try to walk through, you're going to be in big trouble. I mean, good luck pushing through it. I can't say I've had too much happiness trying to get through this spot on the map as well. It's just such narrow choke points.
Yeah, and they're going to have to push it through the Graviton surge. They've already got two, but Naib with a 3K down. Oh my goodness. I don't know how it happened, but he gets that 3K. This should open this on lockdown. You're stun off the Zarya, take them down. This should open up now as Sierra swapping back over to the Mei after opting for the Reaper for the short time being.
Oh my, okay, so Naive we saw can be a difference maker on the Genji. No idea that he was able to hit scan player as well. Great work here on the Cassidy. Very decisive and very ballsy move to utilize the Deadeye here, because you got caught in the grab and the Fire Strike took down two before your Baptiste was able to whip out the Immortality field. Fantastic work we see on Naive being a difference maker for that team for now.
Oh no, Chicago bias shattering the shield, the Graviton Surge coming out from Selfie. The beat is there to counter it out, but it's still anyone's game here. Chicago bias does fall down to Selfie, but it's going to be turned back. Cotton Baller taking out their counterpart as well. The Bob being invested as they're pushing them back thanks to this Bob damage coming out as Hakubo gonna get another 2K in this fight. They're gonna use the grab as well in that fight, which I don't know if they needed in the end.
Yeah, it definitely looked cool though. That security grab just to make sure Mao were not able to get out of there and regroup. Better safe than sorry, I suppose, given how long the respawn times are here. You don't want to accidentally give up a pick and then be at a huge disadvantage. So, it is a questionable decision, but I understand where it came from, especially because they still have the Coalescence and Dragon Strike to lean back on him. Mao here though, okay, investing the window nice and early on, but it goes to waste because the Dragon Strike zones them out and Hakubo gets a double on the Ash and they invest the beat as, oh, Shatter comes through.
Shatter comes through, doesn't get any follow-up because of how many people have already been fouled by No Kill Gaming. Chirpy does take down Cotton Baller, but it shouldn't be enough. They're going to invest the Blizzard in this fight. Chicago Bias kicking down flat on the Lucio as an interesting decision to use that Blizzard. Might have just ruined this entire push for Mawa Esports.
That's rich.
Yeah, and neither teams with any ultimates remaining now. Naive not far away from a Deadeye, but about it. And that fight lasting, 90 seconds, 2 minutes. We're watching a plat game, folks.
We are indeed. It's down to a minute here. Like you said, only Naive on with the Deadeye coming up.
All right, Yara now on the flank trying to get some work. Cassidy Tracer is not what we're used to pairing with a Brawl comp, but a lot. Oh no! You go to Tracer specifically to challenge the Ash, but it doesn't work out. But it doesn't matter. Now you just need to do that real quick. So no Lucio body going down with that sound barrier is going to be brutal for no kill, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, they continue to run that front line down.
Yeah, 2 kills coming in for Chicago, but it does take down someone. But Eve's still alive.
Eve's an animal.
Healing from their Baptiste, but it should not be enough. There's still 3 people on this point, but they're giving space to him. They need to take him out.
Rolling forward into the
They took down Naive finally, but they gave enough time for the respawns to come back. The Shatter gonna take down 4. They need to follow up, and they do. Chirpy with 2 onto real body and the main tank. As this should be enough as Chirpy gets another pick in their fight. Chirpy with 4. This should not have been the case.
Oh my god, they don't do that!
Been no Gaming as they come back, and unfortunately Cotton Baller trying to make the hero play using the Graviton Surge.
Don't miss the grab, bro. Oh, okay. So Eve there with that insane mechanics, courtesy of a Baptiste pot with so much space, and by the time Naive went down, No Kill were back in Foundry and had to come back out straight into the Shatter as well as that Baptiste Amp Matrix. But Jump Shatter now coming out on the side of Chicago. No Kill not going down without a fight.
Yeah, it was a massive Shatter taking down 4. The Jump Shatter around the shield, usually a very telltale scene that there's going to be a Shatter coming out. But it gets 4 on the ground. The team kill gong sounds. No Kill Gaming got 40 seconds remaining, but it's still looking really difficult. We do see a swap coming in from Mawa Esports now.
Yeah, both DPS ults online for Mawa. Chirpy not far away at Earth Shatter either. No Kill, nothing much to answer except for a Bob, but with all this burst damage, that Bob could get deleted very, very quickly. Great hoop there, just that CC to get the Bob out of the way, immediately deleted. But no players going down just yet as Gara continues to hold on to that Tac Visor.
Well, Real Body gets shattered up. The Tac Visor is coming out. Gonna get one. Trying to get another one, but gets taken down by Cotton Baller. But it's still going in the favor of Mawa Esports. They're gonna take down Cotton. and Baller as well as Chirpy with the nice fire strike, but there still should be enough time for this team to get back to the point here. They need to touch soon, though. It's almost to the end. It's going to be Chicago who's going to be able to touch it, but the charge comes out, but everyone's still going to be on the point. The Deadeye coming out from True Brother, trying to do something here. They need to get a pick, but nothing is doing in the nice immortality field. It's just a wrecking ball on point. Bob coming out as well, trying to get this. This could be this is a nice Bob placement as Hakumo takes down one, but it does go down. But this should not be enough. No peel. Their peel seems to be rotting if they had one, but this should be Mawa taking this in an overtime. However,
yeah, I was messing a little bit because Grungy put down that app matrix very, very early, right as they got that team wipe. So that's got close to no value. But what I did not expect was Gira to be able to get that much value out of the Tac Visor. And the reason why was because Chicago ended up in that Ryan, that Ryan dual mindset with Chirpy and kind of went into pin, and as soon as the pin came out, there was no shield, and the Tac Visor was able to get a lot of work done. I didn't really touch on the Tac Visor in the lead up to that fight because, as a player and as an analyst, you look at all the ult and you do your risk assessment. And in a brawl comp, that Visor isn't really supposed to do anything too much. But as soon as that pin went forward, there were no shields, and Guerra was able to buy them a lot of space there.
You know, it's really funny. I've seen a lot of Soldier being picked in this GitGud season, and a lot of times it gets a lot of value, especially with the Tag Visor, which, let's be honest, Tag Visor, not the best ultimate in the game. It's kind of a mediocre one, but it's still getting value, and it's not even just in these lower division, it's getting value in Expert and Advanced, and that's just goes to show you that even the worst ultimates can get you get value in a good team setting.
Yeah, for seemingly the first time in Overwatch history, the legs are relatively viable. As oh my goodness, that aggression coming up from No Peel straight on the point, but Chicago is going to get punished, Joker.
Yeah, he's already down, as Cotton Baller is going to be followed up quickly, as they're going to have to retreat the spawn, as Chirpy's going to charge into the enemy squad there, as it's going to be really difficult to push in without your main tank any longer. But it's a very quick fight. That's not, you don't have to be worried if you're No Peel gaming yet.
Yeah, not the worst thing, and Mawa have not been able to charge up any ultimates from that, as also another vanilla fight will be coming up next.
Oh, but he's already taking so much damage, and this is what we were talking about with the Baptiste not being there. They have to push back for the time being, but there goes the charge in. Chirpy almost taking down Real Bot, but Chicago Bias is going down yet again. They need to be less aggressive with this composition that the side of No Peel Gaming is going to be running. As but oh my goodness, it's still going in favor of No Peel Gaming, as Hakumo is still alive in this fight. You can't really discount that Ash carry on the side of No Peel Gaming, as they're going to be able to unlock the point.
Okay, once again, as soon as that Ryan got aggressive, no shield hit scan dominated the playing field. And Chirpy went in for the pin, missed it, didn't end up missing that pin. Was bailed out by Grungy's Immortality Field, who then did not have it available for it. That Ash was free fire on that backflank. Great Rippermuck with a triple there. Things up.
As Yura does use that Deadeye early in this fight, but it's still going in favor of Mawa, thanks to a nice amplification matrix coming in from Grungy on the Baptiste. They're still going to push this forward, however. They're not giving it up yet. They're still trying to push and wait for the respawns to come through. Chicago looking for this Earth Shatter on the Bob coming in. That's going to have been a huge Shatter opportunity with the flying in the air, but a nice Dragon Strike to get 1-2 play as they all fall down. As Mawa Esports are looking really strong on this defense right now, as it's going to be a team kill coming through.
That was a bit of a press Q party. Everybody tapped their ults. No more remaining ready ones available, but no peel after falling to a grab dragon combo have one of their own to answer with. 93% of both those ultimates. Could be a difference because there's no diva to each ultimate. The only thing you have to try to play around is the immortality field.
The immortality.
But yep, there it is.
Used early because Chirpy was so low as Trooper gets a 3K of his own with the Dragon Strike and the Graviton Surge combination. There's no peel opening up yet again through the point. As oh wow, they're going down very very far back.
Yeah, both here pretty in sync with their ultimate cycles. Both just have their flex support ultimates online now, and you can debate about how good the Coalescence is compared to the Amp Matrix in these comps, but both teams matched very evenly for the time being.
As it's not looking like anyone's going to be able to touch the Immortality, or sorry, the Amp Matrix is out yet again, but no one's going to be able to touch thanks to that Coalescence. He's going to take down Neko, but it'll be a little too late. Chirpy does take down another one as well, but it's too late. They should have taken this fight 30 seconds before they were able to get that capture percentage, as they have this spawn advantage now.
I mean, Dope knew actually what we did was that was their win condition, and just the nice and early Coalescence to make it that much more difficult for Mawa to contest, and maybe a bit of a miscommunication because they ended up using Grungy's Amp Matrix, and not for the first time at what I would say is not at the best opportunity, and it did not end up working out, but they have all the firepower in the world now to make it happen here.
Well, Real Body does get a nice little pick onto Chirpy, but it shouldn't be enough. He almost did get naive, but they did have the double jump, the big jump coming in to save them in the end. But the respawns just are already here as they get the shatter onto the support line to take them both down. This is going to be enough for No Peel to keep this going forward as Chicago Bias is touching the spawn there. Love this Reinhardt from No Peel. It's very bumper-esque, don't you agree, Charles?
Yeah, no, and the Dragons are to contest the touch. Once again, a very aggressive play here on the Lucio. Gets Lucio dipped. Oh no! No, the beat does connect, but I don't think it's enough, Joker.
Yeah, the shatter comes out, connects onto Neko, but there's no follow up from the shatter onto the Moira. The Coalescence is going to keep people alive as Neko gets 2 with a Coalescence. That should be enough, as it's going to be a massive time bank and no chance to attack does Mawa Esports.
Yeah, Mawa, they're losing a win condition, but they do have that draw condition. No ticks can be given up to No Peel. All No Peel need is 33.3% of capture progress on that first payload unlock. So things are looking on the up and up for No Peel, because you could just dry push over and over again until you have 6 ultimates when you have 2.5 minutes ready.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. That is enough time to just do at least let's see here. Most fights,
relatively quick fights, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how
close to spawn.
Yeah, you could get 2, maybe up to 4 fights in this, if you're very quick for No Peel Gaming. But we're seeing Mawa Esports knowing that they need to hold this. They're opting for a bunker comp right now.
They're opting for a bunker comp with a Lucio. I mean, actually, I don't think they know what they're playing, because the Sigmas, are they staying on this? Are they? Okay, they're back to Brawl. Cause I was just going to question Blast pick on the Lucio, but this makes a little more sense as a very classic composition, and Grungy on the Baptiste versus Neko on the Moira continues to be a talking point.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's working well for them. As much as I'd rather see the Baptiste, it's still working in their favor. They're getting a lot of healing output. Definitely not as enough as it looks like Chicago Bias would like, but they're still gonna win this out, and they've already taken down 2. Chicago Bias does go down, but Hakumo is gonna be still alive, taking names and taking them quickly, as this should be a very quick capture of 0.1 for No Peel Gaming, as the team kill gong sounds, as No Peel wins this map 4-3. and going into series point.
Yeah, great work here from No Peel. Like you said, going 2-0 up. All they need is the next map to progress further in this loser's bracket. Now, I want to point out No Peel, they played that extremely intelligently. They knew their win condition, right? They knew that in a neutral fight in Brawl, the most impactful cooldown and button press that there is that immortality field, right? Before that those ults come online. They went super aggressively, straight into the enemy team. As soon as that immortality field came up, they backed off. So they got what they got out was they got out the immortality field, and what they themselves got out of it was their own Zarya immediately shot up to 70 charge. And then from there, all they had to do was wait that immo field out. They actually ended up shooting it, and then they just run the team over. Great Peel Gaming, very high IQ play. That's the kind of controlled and tempered aggression that makes the team so dangerous, right? It's not 100%, but it's all that's used so intelligently.
Yeah, and we're going to see if this intelligence goes through to map 3, but we do have this short little intermission before we go to that, so stick around. Map 3 is right after this.
house of cards. They had those shaky hands, they let me fall apart. And I know it shows, yeah. You keep me on my toes, yeah. Just one more song, yeah. Play it till I'm gone. When I start sinking, all my demons start creeping in. When I start breaking, will you be waiting? Pick me up and put me back together again. See what I see? Yeah, you could save me.
healing that's coming out from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Widowwave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for SS.
Oh, and they're going to waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not going to get any.
Oh, excited. Thank you so much, Cybjorn. Living up to the, oh, beautiful strats from Roar Esports. They're going to go ahead and teleport directly onto the point. So they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Baptiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge into Mansion Blix at 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here
Dragon
it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-nade gets.
And here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch, as we see the whole shot.
Maids with the silk thread shot. Show it off.
Isn't gonna work really well against the Ghost Confar as fine as you need more punching power. Yeah, or you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards, you know, it's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. You know, everybody's, you know, at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Welcome back, everyone. We're heading back into the danger zone as No Peel Gaming is up 2-0 in this series, and we're heading to Italy. You know, it would be my reference would have made much more sense if we were heading to Route 66, but, you know, we're heading to Italy, we're heading to Rialto, and a lot of people's mainstay for the escort map type.
Yeah, kind of characterized by a lot of open sight lines and kind of Hanzo Widow playground. I still remember, I believe it was Decay with one of the most... Decay and Ons both had 2 incredible Widow performances on this map in the Overwatch League. Very excited to see, because No Peel, we know, have that Widow player and is able to get that damage done.
Yeah, we'll see what Hakubo is going to be locking here. They are starting out on the defense yet again, and we'll be seeing, obviously, what they're going to be running, because Mawa hasn't really been debating us much on the when they pick things, but right now this is a I mean, it's not a bog standard double shield composition, but it's still a double shield composition nonetheless. As we've seen Chicago bias, he might be a Ryan 1 trick here, Charles.
A one trick or not, it's working.
Yeah.
And Body here continues to pick the murder over the BAP Joker. Once again, like, listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I have my question marks about that selection.
Yeah, especially with them opting for two tank, the double shield
Two very,
composition.
hunky tanks
Yeah.
that could use the support.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see them not opt for this the Baptiste, but I guess again, like you said, if it's broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and now going back to switching over onto the signature Genji to try to challenge No Peel's DPS perched up on that high ground, and already Turpy taking so much damage, Joker.
Yeah, as trying to take people down, they do take down True already. There's some nice plays coming in with a melee kill in the end. The res is there. As Knife still trying to get some damage done to the back. As oh my goodness, Cotton Baller is super low thanks to a nice anti-nade coming in from Grungy on the Ana. As they're still pushing forward, there's nothing really doing from the side of No Peel. They need to take some initiative to take down Chicago Bias. This should be all they need for this offense to keep rolling forward. As Naive getting 3 of it late there.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a signature hero for a reason, but I want to, listen, we all know what Naive did, we all know that Mara won that fight and will probably cap this point, but I want to highlight Hakobo on the Ashe, not missing, and able to hit a lot of shots there, and slowing Mawa down. That's going to be key to them being able to balance the damage coming out of Naive.
Wait, the respawns are coming back!
Hello?
Shago Bias with what? The 2K dashes or 2K charge? Is the Dragon Strike also used from True Brutta as they didn't even capture it?
Yeah, the Dragon just to flex, I suppose, and Mao are going to be, they're going to be a little upset at that, but they do have, they're coming up on 5 ultimates. Selfie the only one, and that being a self-destruct at this point is just the unironic zoning ult, so Mao looking very healthy here, not that far away from a Nano Blade, and no defensive ult here from No Field to
the Shatter coming out, connecting on 4. The high get 2 from themselves, but it's not going to matter. It's not about with 4. Oh my goodness. The tanks showing up for No Field Gaming. The Coalescence being used, both support ultimates being used from No Field. Unfortunately, as that was just an ultim from No Peel, as Maui didn't use anything except for the high noon.
Yeah, I mean, the Deadeye did get 2, but they now are coming back with a lot of ultimates in tow, starting off with Luck.
Get some damage done, but the Dragon Strike, the
Nano connects.
As Nabi gets 2 with the dash. That should be enough for it to open up yet again for the side of Mawa Esports. They need to take down a couple more. Hakamo Bob does take down Sherpy, and the D-Mech on the selfie is there. This could turn in favor of No Peel, but a nice little onto Guerrero with 3.
Whoa!
Okay,
relax, bro.
This DPS showing coming back with Chicago Bias is back. Oh my goodness, they've held it.
No Peel turn. Don't believe it's as Garo was doing that work there. I don't know where the rest of Mao's team was, but not for the first time we see the DPS hyper aggressive on the ice stage for Mawa, but this time it works out on the side of Peel Chicago once again with a double kill with the fire strike. Fantastic work from No Peel to still be able to stay in this part of the map. They should have been in streets a long time ago.
The self-destruct coming out as well with the amplification matrices. Akabo takes down Guerrero with the Tracer swap. The Dragon Strike coming out. They need a touch, however, as they do get that touch in the end. As Trubetta takes out Naib, as it's going to be another fight win for No Peel Gaming. The Shatter coming out, taking down both of the tank line as it's down to 10 seconds, Charles. And this is looking like the beginning of the end for Mawa Esports. I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch for them as the soldier falls off the map. As unfortunately, Mawa Esports cannot capture a point on Rialto.
That was really tough. Hakobo had a superstar performance there on the Ashe first, and then switching over onto the Tracer, getting a kill, almost chunking down the Sigma, and eventually getting rocked. But before the Sigma could finish that kill, the Shatter through, and No Peel really not living up to their name as they're really able to help each other out of sticky situations. Great work there. Chicago leading the charge here. Jacobo just consistently pumping the. Naive having those explosive moments, as well as Guerra on the Cassidy, but not working out for Mawa. No Peel have a very clear, present, and achievable win condition.
Yeah, and it's very achievable indeed. The Mawa obviously needing the fuller hold here. It is possible. I've seen it plenty of times. It's happened to me plenty of times as well. But it's going to be a very big ask for Mawa currently. They need to be able to support that dynamic duo of the DPS. Guerra and Naive just doing so much work, especially on that attacking phase, but they weren't able to capitalize on the openings that their DPS made. They need that from the rest of their squad right now.
Yeah, they're absolute to lean on the DPS, and like you said, be able to capitalize on those openings they create. Now, Eve gets chunked down low already. Careful, buddy. Because they're running, I mean, this is going to be a big sniper battle out of these 4 DPS players in the league.
Yeah, as Trubetta already taking down the Immortality Field, and Chicago Bias is going to start it off with a pick onto Guerra. And they don't get the res off as well. This should be the beginning of the end. Trubetta does go down, but No Peel still has the advantage, and they do have the swap over. Guerra is going to swap to this Tracer, but it might be a little too late.
Hey, listen, from one Plat Mercy main to another, keep rezzing out in the open like that with the on the field, my friend. This is looking very tough from No Peel, but Chicago going down could be the opening they need.
And Naive taking down Jacobo as well in this fight. Chicago Baller does take down Guerra, but they need another pick if they want to win this out. The Immortality Field's going to save the rest of Mawa Esports for the time being. They're going to have to regroup for a quick moment. There's still a lot of time left though.
Yeah, they have both tank ultimates online, which is more than Mawa, but Mawa do have that Dragon Strike as well. They're very evenly matched in ultimates for the time being. That this is going to be fascinating to watch play out, and Neko coalesces up early is going to be key.
Well, Chicago Bias just has this Shatter online. We've seen him do wonders with it. The Amp Matrix is already out as well with the Dragon Strike, trying to chunk down people on the side, but the Coalescence is up. The Shatter gonna connect to 3, and it's gonna cancel out the Coalescence. As Chirpy does not want this game to end anytime soon, as it does get the 3K in the end, as this is looking strong now. But ultimates coming online for both of these squads coming up soon.
Yeah, Mawa there, I thought they were in trouble because Chirpy did so much damage that not only did they use the Dragon Strike, they also used the Immortality to get out of trouble. I thought that was it, but Chirpy had a trick up his sleeve, but now no ultimates online for either side. Guerra and Body are the closest ones here. That offensive lead with an could be enormous. Another night that he hasn't picked off.
The res is gone for this long fight. As Guerra trying to get caught up, but they had to reload. Jacobo almost taking down the Tracer, but Chicago Bias is going to start it off yet again. The Dragon Strike coming out from the side of No Peel Gaming, as Chicago Bias is reigning supreme yet again with another 2K. It's a nice little headshot kill from Jacobo, and that should be it. We are going to try to touch the spawn of Mawa Esports to keep it in the favor of them, as they're going to shatter the spawn doors. This should be it. There's a Deadeye coming out as well, and that is going to be it. No Peel Gaming taking this dominantly 3-0.
Held at the door. That is rough. No, very dominant performance coming out here despite Chirpy's best efforts to stop the bleeding. Our friends in Sao Paulo unfortunately are going to be knocked out of the bracket as No Peel now make it into, I believe, the 3rd round of the losers bracket.
Yeah, the 3rd round of the losers bracket indeed. They are going to be going to, and we'll be seeing where they go eventually after this night is over. But I mean,
yes, they will be playing the winners of Epic Boosting Services and Hyperion Academy, which is happening later.
I don't know if I've seen that team, either of those teams, during this GitGud season, but it should be a good match nonetheless coming forward. But we'll talk about this match first, and then we're gonna go to a short break before our second match of the series, or match of the night. But As much as it looks kind of like a wash in the end, there was a lot of good fights coming in from Mawa Esports. The DPS line of Mawa was just incredible. They were so mechanically gifted, especially for their being in the rookie division, as well as not just them. The tank line was still was very good as well too.
Yeah, I think Mawa just kind of lost out in these incredibly tight fights that ended up adding up to so much. I think, as well as No Peel Gaming did, the scoreline doesn't do Mawa justice, right? They definitely did not show up to get washed, and they deserved a map or two of their own, but ultimately No Peel was able to make those really tight fights work, and every time there was a tight fight, No Peel made it work. Anytime it was a close one, No Peel came out on top. Mawa could only win when it was an absolute naive triple kill. But like we said, great work from their DPS line. They're the true superstars of this team, and Mawa made great account of themselves throughout this entire season. So they go home with their heads held high. But all props to No Peel Gaming and Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Chicago bias. Speaking of bias, that fantastic display on that main tank position. Whenever DPS was in trouble, he just whipped the hammer out and made it work in his favor.
Yeah, it was really interesting. But we do first, before we talk about him, we do have some Cassidy stats coming in for you right now, as we're going to be checking out on Hakobo as, again, just a masterclass on this hit scan roll. 12.7k damage done per ton, and over almost 25% critical hit accuracy.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely ridiculous. Half the shots landing on a hero that does as much damage as the Cowboy. I mean, that's a force to be reckoned with, and that's not even counting his contribution on the Ashe or on Tracer. Very, very good work from which... given the quality of DPS that Mawa had, could have very easily been in a situation where Mawa just swept the series, just DPS stiffing their whole way through. Hakobo and Cotton Baller, when he was on the DPS line, had a couple things to say about that.
Yeah, and before we end off this section of the broadcast, I do want to say, we did talk about it before, Chicago Bias really emulating Bumper throughout that series. I mean it like how Vancouver Titans were in season 2. They lost. He was that hyper aggressive main tank, and it would go down early in fights. We saw a lot from him, even after getting a lot of kills. He did go down early in these fights, but he come back, and even before he came back, the team would regroup and still be able to win fights without him, which is an incredible thing to see, especially in the rookie division. And not many teams can pull off what No Peel Gaming did with that super aggressive main tank that they have.
Yeah, no, great work from the rest of No Peel supporting their main tank as well, and it does pay off. No Peel Gaming 3, Mawa Esports 0. A great series and a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, as we're going to head to a short little break, but we do have another series right after this. It's going to be an expert division matchup. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss it.
They did find Cucumber, but he's going to lift him.
Oh, Wolfgang gets caught right into that, and Speed is going to be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talking about jumping over to the Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our Opinion Outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, he just got eviscerated.
Oh! He's not dead! Hey, now he's dead!
Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it!
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now.
This is just fumes for them, while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. He fought going absolutely massive.
here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
This bed is out of space, just keep painting constellations. You cover me in glitter till I'm shining bright. I never wanna leave the sky. The way you made me feel alive. I was in the dark and baby, you're the light. You're from another planet. I've never felt like this. I don't know how I ever survived without it. I'm starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moonlight. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Couldn't fight if I wanted. Flying to places that I never thought I could go. You're a meteor shower, falling down all over me. Yeah, you're making me glow. Couldn't fight if I wanted. Flying to places that I never thought I could go. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Yeah, got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moonlight. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moonlight. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. All in my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright, alright, 'cause I'm free. I'm freer than I ever been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free. I'm freer than I ever been before. Alright, 'cause I'm free.
ultimates coming out from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimates coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for SS.
Oh, and they're going to waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not going to get any. Oh, excited. Thank you so much, Sybjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from More Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly onto the point, so they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion off, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge into Mansionplex at 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-nade gets...
And here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the whole shot and the headshot.
Maids with the silk thread shot. Show it off.
Isn't gonna work really well against the Ghost Confar as fine the GP will punching out. Yeah, but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Get Good NA. We're going on with our night. We're heading to the expert division as we're going to be seeing Blue Hens Academy versus 9 Lives. I'm still here with Charles. Charles, are you excited for this matchup?
I am very excited to see this play out as we move up a tier to a higher SR. I believe these are Masters players. And 9 Lives against Blue Hens is a bit of a cracker of a match, especially as Blue Hens Academy are actually, I believe, the University of Delaware's esports division. So not quite sure what they have in Delaware as far as a facility goes, but it's our second collegiate team of the evening.
Yeah, and it should be really interesting. They're missing 3 from their regular roster, but since we are in that expert division, I'm assuming those 3 people are going to be a little bit too high for this. As we look at the roster, we see the side of Blue Hens Academy on the left with Milk, HTF, Blue, Twinkle Toes, Tub Chub, and Joe Now on that side. As we also have for the side of 9 Lives, we have Tom Curran, I Toasty Toast, Poofa, Dr. Jargo, Malibu, and Noct.
Yeah, and both these teams are going to have something to prove here, as they really didn't kind of do themselves too much justice in the initial playoff round. Blue Hens Academy going down 3-0, and 9 Lives going down 3-1. So lots to play for here, and lots of pride to kind of push back and earn back as well.
Yeah, and they're going to have to start it out on Lijiang Tower. Going to be heading there. And like our previous first map of the evening, a lot of different compositions, a lot of open areas, and a brawl dominant point as well.
I personally am a big fan of Lijiang. I think it lends itself to a lot of really fun compositions, and I'm also, a sucker for any map that allows for a sim TP to be viable. So excited to see how this plays out. Lijiang, of course, I grew up I want to say an hour's flight away from where Lijiang is based. It's the Chinese city of Yangshuo. So a little bit biased towards very much being a big fan of this map.
Yeah, as we like to call him, he is our Mr. Worldwide. He's lived everywhere except for Europe, I believe. Right, Charles?
I spent 2 summers in Spain.
Oh, we'll see.
So I don't know if that counts.
I don't know. I mean, that's more summers than I've spent in Spain, so we'll keep it. As we're going to be heading into the first part of Lijiang Tower. We're going to be seeing these compositions that are coming out from both of these squads any second now.
Yeah, and here I would be surprised if we didn't see some Symmetra, which I don't think we are. HTF hovering it for this time being, and a Current on the far. The far is a very popular pick on this point.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of sight lines, being able to hide themselves with the massive tower that is Lijiang Tower in the center of the map. But an interesting decision from Bluehead. Both teams are actually opting for the two dive tanks here.
Yeah, no, I definitely did not expect this, especially given that we're seeing a Symmetra in play here. A very early rotation over onto Ko's side. Uh-oh.
Oh, Hyper! Hyper taking down Malibu already, as Twinkle Toes as well getting in on this kill feed, as Blue Hens Academy already starting off in a dominant fashion.
You know, as a player, you never want to hear the caster say, uh-oh, as soon as they cut to you, but they cut to Malibu, which is free falling off the side. That's brutal. And Tom Curran here, unable to find a way in on this Vara, but does take down Nate 12 on the Sombra, so it could be the opening that they needed. Those tanks have a lot less CC to worry about now. Hyper, hello? Yeah, great work from Hyper to take down 2 here, as 9 lives once again are pushed back. Blue Head's looking very comfortable for the time being. Nate barely dodging the Vara boop as well.
Well, I accidentally muted my mic, so I am now back. But we're coming into this fight as Tom Curran does have this Barrage online, looking for an opportunity to use it any second now. No, but the Coalescence is going to be used early by Bonk here. As he keeps going into that rotation of where you'd like to use that Barrage, but Malibu goes down to Twinkle Toes.
Where are you going?
Early as he runs away from his support line, but Tom Curran still has this Barrage online. He is like this eagle from on high, trying to take down Hyper, but Hyper yet again with another boot from Lucio of Blue Hens Academy. Is HTF going to get 2 more kills in their favor? As they held on to the Barrage too long. It's up to 67% now.
Yeah, and the Soldier going in, I mean, Malibu ends up switching, so, to the Doomfist, but I'm not quite sure what that rotation was supposed to accomplish, and Tom Curran never ended up finding up a good opening, because you need your Soldier to create lots of damage to get that Diva Matrix out, but finally, another opening pick. Hyper's doing so much work on the Lucio.
Oh, and just Barrage, but the AMT is going to take him down in a big nice self-destruct from Chub as well. Going to take down Tom Curran. The self-destruct coming back from Dr. Jargo. Not going to get anyone. The Primal Rage going to be used for Buva, but it's down to 99%, and there's just not enough people left on point as Hyper gets enough fight. That's going to be at least 6 for the Lucio now in this on this map point. But Tom Curran does come back, takes down HTF, but it might not be enough as Twinkle Toes is going to be using the Primal Rage, trying to get some more damage down. This should be all she wrote for Blue Hens. They should win this point of Lijiang Tower very decisively.
Yeah, fantastic work here coming up from Blue Hens, and you know, 9 lives, it's cool. It's a warm-up round. No worries, we just showed up, okay? Maybe some players were late. Don't worry about it, but we see there is talent on this team, right? Tom Curran on the Pharah and the Tracer is getting so much work done. Toasty on the Ana landing sleeps as well. So 9 lives having a rough start, but there's some talent here to work around. Definitely could do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going to be for currently, it does not seem like it's going to be a wash. They do have the talent. They just need to get it together right now as Blue Hens Academy got onto them. It kind of looks like they're taking the mantra of the cat that is 9 lives. They are sleeping for those 20 hours a day, but maybe this is that 4 hours that they are awake and lively. They just wake up quickly, because I mean, it could be over before it's done if they don't.
Alright, Blue Hens committing to the Symmetra strat, and Joker not afraid to run the Junkrat.
Yeah, as Nate, but HTF is already down thanks to a nice punch from Tom Curran. But the spam damage from Nate on this Junkrat is going to chunk down a lot of people. Twinkle Toes takes down their counterpart, Reinhardt, but it's still looking good for the side of 9 lives. They do seem to be finally awake as Malibu takes down Hyper. and they're going to be able to capture this first point on control side.
Yeah, and that's really, really tough there from Dr. Yargo, having to deal with that Junkrat. That Matrix was always running on empty. And now we have a tire coming out too.
Yeah, the tire looking to get someone down. They don't know where it is yet. The Doomfist has caught it out, but they do take down Malibu before anything can really do. The nice slam coming in, gonna be able to take down HTF in the backline, but a nice little kill coming in from Nate. This should be the opening that Blue Hens need, as all this damage coming out from Nate on this Junkrat is just chunking down the opposition, as Twinkle Toes is gonna be hammering away at the rest of the squad. Well, capitalizing on the Junkrat damage as a nice little Diva mech kill coming in as well for Blue Hens, but still, it's still in favor of 9 Lives. They have not been able to change it over to them, to the side of Blue Hens yet. As kills keep going in favor of 9 Lives, and Tom Curran's still alive, getting a couple in that fight, and the respawns are coming back for 9 Lives. They might have been able to hold on to it.
Absolute chaos here, and it's going to be Blue Hens that end up so close to capping but not getting any actual progress on the board. And having used some ultimate, more importantly, the most important resource in this game, time. So that's going to be very, very rough for Blue Hen, but they now come back with 3, 4 ultimates in line and not 5 off their 5th and 6th either. Well, both teams, lots of resources to work with here. It's going to be some chaos.
It's going to be really chaos as the sim wall is already up to start. The beat going to come out. The Shatter not going to get anything from the Twinkle Toes currently. The Matrix are out from both sides. The Self-Destruct coming out as well. Going to take down Malibu. That's the beginning of something good for the side of Blue Hens. HGF does go down and the Shatter connects onto the main tank. But a nice boom coming in. Oh my goodness. Knocked with 4. Oh my goodness. 9 Lives have won out this point very decisively.
The Lucios today are crazy, Joker. Noct just saw the opportunity and took it. Saw those Blue Hens players lined up by that Mega Pack and immediately hit that amp and went straight for that boop. Fantastic work. After Hyper dominated that first round, Noct with a great triple boop. Not doing so poorly of their own either. Very, very good work coming out from both Lucios.
Yeah, and now we're heading to that Symmetra point like you were talking about. And it's going to be Night Market as so obvious, much dominated but by that Symmetra. But right now we're seeing 9 Lives opting for the double fly composition.
Yeah, the double flyers are going to be a real challenge for Blue Hens, who have no hit scan heroes there to try to contest with, but they do get on point early, so it is going to be a bit of an attack on defense playstyle mismatch here.
Yeah, as Nate already taking down Dr. Jargo early in this fight. As it's gonna start off well for Blue Hens, but they don't really have anything to counter out this double fly composition that 9 Lives are running here. But they've already got this point control because they don't really have anything to really contest the point besides this Diva for Poofa. They need something to do. They need Tom Curran or Malibu to get that first pick, and they do take down HTF. They need to come in now. They've got the Wrecking Ball on points, but they are stuck in a trap and going to get charged away and back to spawn with Dr. Jargo. As it's looking good for the side of Blue Hens right now, but it's still hard. They've not taken out this DPS line of Tom Curran or Malibu yet.
Oh, that collapse on HTF was fantastic. So they do find an opening, but yeah, like you said, Poopa has a lot of work to do just on her own because Dr. Yargo has just been a bit of an ult batter, rolling straight into traps for now.
Yeah, the Garage coming out, going to get one takedown Twinkle Toes, and that should be the opening that 9 Lives need to recapture this point and get the capture percentage ticking in their favor now.
So there is some controversy around the double flyer composition, Joker, about whether or not you're actually utilizing your Mercy with double flyer, because Mercy's largest utility is not her ability to heal, right? It's the blue beam damage boost. But when you have 2 flyers to take care of, you're doing a lot of healing and not a lot of damage boosting. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out, as it doesn't really work for Malibu.
Yeah, Malibu down early, and it's gonna just go quickly over to the side of Blue Hens, as not much of a fight coming in from 9 lives after losing that Echo early on. But I mean, still, Dr. Jargo trying to roll through, get some damage done, get people away from the point, but it's already a D-Mech coming on to Fufa, as there is an anti-nade, but it should not be enough. As the self-destruct coming over the top, not going to get anyone, but Nate takes down Fufa and that D-Mech form. As this should be enough for the side of Blue Hens to keep it going in their favor. The Shatter coming out, going to take down Toasty Toast. That's going to be just a consolation prize, as it's going to be up to 85% now.
Yeah, it's double hit scan against double flyer right now. That Deadeye not finding anybody. As I'm surprised 9 Lives let Blue Hens on the point that early. I know they lost the Echo, but with Pufa on the Diva and Dr. Yargo on the ball, they have plenty of solid just they did not end up utilizing.
The barrage is out, but Malibu takes down HTF. The barrage still being waited to use, as the barrage coming out, going to take down Twinkle Toes, looking to get someone else. It only does take down Twinkle Toes. It's still anyone's game on point as Nate takes down Poofa. Or sorry, Malibu, as Dr. Jargo swapping over the Wrecking Ball, which is an interesting decision. But we will talk about that if the 9 Lives don't win this out, as it's still looking good for the side of Blue Hens Academy, as Nate 12 is still alive, taking names with Cassidy right now, as that should be enough for Blue Hens to take map 1.
Yeah, 9 Lives just looking a little bit out of sorts right now, as Blue Hens just that much more coordinated. They have their team strats and rotations down pat, and most importantly, their engagement timings have been phenomenal.
Here's the boot. Charles, here it is
That's
again.
brutal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, from the top down as well. That's beautiful.
Oh my goodness! We saw some fantastic plays coming in from both Lucio players on Lijiang Tower, but we're probably not going to be seeing that much more of that going into a hybrid map, as there's not many places to do that besides Kings Row 3rd and Viking Wall
Coast?
2nd. Oh, so I don't know.
Yeah, some Numbani hosts coming up, but yeah, no, maybe the Lucios are going to be forcibly nerfed here as they kind of dominated the first 2 points there. But yeah, 9 Lives are going to have to clear their comms up and kind of really figure out their timing and compositions a little better than that, because they don't seem to really realize and notice what their win conditions are. It's not about engaging and forcing point. It's really about getting as many surround setups as possible around the point, raining damage from all the different angles, and your win condition is wearing down the Ryan Shield, wearing down the Diva Matrix, and then just getting picks here and there. And don't be afraid to solo ult. And those are things that we didn't really see 9 Lives do. We saw both the DPS shy away from shooting shields, and going for those lower percentage shots on that backline didn't end up working out for them. So maybe just I don't know if the 9 Lives coach is watching this, but I at a tournament like this, I assume the coaching staff are at hand to give some pointers like that. I'm sure that's something they have noticed themselves. And as far as Blue Hens go, just keep it up, keep your timing up. I think that they've done extremely well as moving as a squad and as a unit, and being very clear about what resources to use at what time. Very impressed by what I've seen so far.
Well, Charles, we might see some more environmental kills, as we're going back to London yet again. We're going to Kings Row, and we saw it on Control Center of Lijiang Tower there, the Rhines dueling, and it was the one map that the side of 9 Lives won. So if things continue in that direction, we might be seeing a 9 Lives win here on Kings Row, since it's a predominantly Rhine-based map.
Yeah, no, the Reinhardt's definitely an extremely important part of this chessboard, but their synergy with their Lucio is equally important. You have to trust your Lucio's tempo calls, and you have to be on the same page. And we did see 9 Lives be able to do a little more with the Rhine, just like as an isolated piece, but I think Blue Hens might have the edge here as far as synergy goes, so it'll be fascinating to see how this plays out as both these teams bring their own strengths here.
Oh, and we're not going to Lijiang Tower again.
Run it back. Run it back.
We're running it back.
Run it back. Nah, if your team name is 9 lives, you can lose and go again. It's all good.
And they have 8 more lives to go before they actually lose. They get 9 lives per map. So if they lose, they keep it going, and we're gonna be here until tomorrow. For
That's
me, at
okay.
least.
It's noon here. It's lunchtime here. I'm gonna be okay. Welcome to Australia, folks.
So we're headed now to King's Row. Actually, as we're seeing Blue Hens still opting to be in blue, they're going to be opting for the defensive positioning here, as 9 lives are going to be attacking first.
Yeah, going to be very excited to see what these teams play out. I think the biggest debate here we saw is the Moira Bap debate, which is not a debate I anticipated, but also the Diva versus Zarya conversation in the off-tank slot, Joker.
Yeah, I mean, Diva's just kind of better. I love playing Zarya myself, but Diva just has so much more to her kit than just Zarya, with damage with the defensive matrix being just so much better than the bubbles, because you can use it more than once on a different person. But it'll be really interesting because we're just going to be seeing Blue Hens run it down with what we saw previously in our series with the May and the Cassidy. For the side of Blue Hens on this defense here, but 9 lives not opting for that.
Yeah, 9 lives decided to go with a Doomfist. I mean, as soon as you see that May Cassidy pick on the side of Blue Hens, you might have to go back and spawn and switch it up, but they are going to commit for the time being, as the initial wall has been baited out.
Yeah, as Pupa going down super low, as well as Malibu, but the damage coming in from the side of 9 lives is there, but Malibu is already down thanks to a nice hammer swing from Twinkle Toes, as that should be enough for Blue Hens to win this. How does Twinkle Toes goes down, however, that is going to be massive. They need to get these picks in onto the side of 9 lives quickly before that respawn advantage can play into their favor.
Yeah, you might be missing Hyper as well, because if your Lucio is going back to taxi your main tank, then you're 4 on 6 on point here. 9 lives could very much take advantage of this, and they go in so deep so quickly, and got deleted.
Yeah, both Amp Matrixes are out, and here comes the Deadeye from Nate trying to get something doing. The shield is only visible currently, but nothing is going to be done from the side, but some nice shots coming in from Cassidy here. As the Blizzard is already built up from HTF, this is going to be such a hard fight to push through. The self-destruct coming out from over the top, not going to get anything, but the Blizzard going to be used soon enough. This Reptire coming out from Tom Curran, looking to get something from someone. The Shatter coming out, going to take down 2. The Blizzard as well, going to be invested for the side of Blue Hens Academy. The self-destruct going to get 3! Oh my goodness, Dr. Jargo, as that shit could have turned the fight in their favor. It's just the Diva left on point for Blue Hens Academy, as 9 lives turn it back and get the team kill.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hero play from Dr. Yargo, because Blue Hens have that defense locked down. 9 lives were in trouble there. Blue Hens just moved them around like they were puppets. Right, first the Diva Bomb zoning them into the hotel, and as soon as they tried to exit the other side, the Nate wall went up as well. 9 lives were in a lot of trouble until that Diva Bomb came in, but here it looks like Blue Hens might still be able to continue this fight.
No, they didn't get it this time. They had the Lucio touch for a little bit, but the Deadeye's going to come out, try to build some build back this defense. They do get the DMAC on the Diva. They're looking for something more as the Amp Matrix is coming out as well. They're holding this at this archway. They're gonna get this defensive position in.
Yeah, now for the first time today, we see a team stuck at the archway. I keep calling this the hardest point to break through in Overwatch, but from what we've seen this evening, the teams don't really know that, because they're just going to need to walk through, and Blue Hens are going to want to push up and hold as close as possible.
Well, the main wall is already out, not going to get that separation that they wanted. The Riptire coming out from Tom Curran as well, looking to pick off probably the support line of Blue Hens Academy, as they do take down Twinkle Toes. However, that's another big pick, but Nate's still alive, getting 2 kills with the headshots, as the Amp Matrix coming out from 9 lives is going to push back Blue Hens for the time being.
Yeah, something I am looking out for is Nate's ability to peel for Malibu on the Reaper, because what we've seen so far this evening is that HTF can't really do much about Poofa and Dr. Yargo's attack with any Nate walls, because so much of that Maid's attention has been drawn away by Malibu on that Reaper going on slice. Now, Malibu's not really getting any kills, but you're distracting the Maid, which is exactly what you're here for.
That was almost a huge Deadeye coming in from Nate, but it's still gonna really looking good for Blue Hens Academy as they got this stabilization coming online. They've got this the Baptiste raining healing from on high thanks to this amp matrix as well. They should be able to hold on to the defense for the time being as Dr. Jargon goes down in that DMAC, or as Malibu is gonna go down late as well.
Yeah, Malibu, that's tough. Trying to be a little bit of stealth there, but as we know, Reaper is the loudest hero in the entire game, so not a tough one to spot out there. As Malibu now switches over onto them, McCree decides the flanking shenanigans aren't really worth it. Gonna let Tom Curran's nades take care of that instead. And HTF now being able to redirect their full attention onto walling off that front line.
Yeah, and they do still have this Blizzard online, which should be able to keep this defensive positioning very well for the side of Blue Hens Academy. But the Riptire is going to have something to say about it if Tom Curran has anything to do with it. The Hyper already takes down Tom Curran with just in that Riptire's form. They do take down Bonk, which is a massive pick in their favor. The Blizzard going to be... Does it get canceled out? Oh my goodness, it got canceled out!
That's juicy. That's tough. HTF was waiting quite a while to let that rip, but now 9 lives are going to be able to push through. 3 minutes on the time bank here, but not too many ults already. But Blue Hens, on the other hand, after Nate's Deadeye, has a bunch of ults in the high 70s coming along. So looking forward to see what they do on the defense as the Fever Bomb comes out.
But Bonk is already down as well. Poofa taking out Twinkle Toes. They're trying to get a nice Deadeye. They do take down Poofa, but they need something else because Tom Curran's still alive, taking names yet again on this Junkrat. So much damage coming out from Tom Curran right now as they're just going to be able to spam this choke right now. It's just not going to be. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to push through as it's very close to the end. They do get the contest. This Deadeye coming out from Malibu, trying to keep people away. No one's going to be able. No one's peeking, however, so they don't get any Deadeye picks. But another Riptire coming out from Tom Curran and the Poofa.
How many
Fire strike down takes down Hyper. This should be the beginning of the end for the Blue Hens defense right now, as they're still got this Riptire online. Not going to take anyone with it, but it's going to be enough damage to take down Bonk in the end. Under 2 minutes for 9 lives.
Yeah, 9 lives here, really leading on that Junkrat diff. So much damage coming out. Can't wait to see a stat card there because it seemed like they had a tire every single fight. Now, Blue Hens there, I mentioned right before the fight started, they had so many ultimates in their 70s, and 9 lives, I don't know if it was good luck or good ult tracking, but they collapsed on Blue Hens really early on, not allowing them to be able to use those in a very coherent fashion. And eventually Blue Hens did get all of those ultimates off, but not in a way that was enough to stop the 9 lives attack. So very, very good timing there from 9 lives to choose to go aggressive instead of passive there, because if they had been like 5-10 seconds slower, Blue Hens would have had a very, very good opportunity to coordinate those ultimates.
Yeah, and now we're seeing from both of these squads, Blue Hens Academy opting for the Widow instead of Cassidy currently, but 9 lives going to be opting for Cassidy in favor. Probably Nate just opting for the Widow just for a couple shots and then probably switching over to Cassidy as well.
Yeah, and here we have that Junkrat stat card I was just talking about. That damage done at 9,000 is ridiculous. That adds up to around 16,000 damage per 10 minutes. Absolutely absurd. And not just that, 4 ultimates used in that time. So not only is Tom Curran getting those ultimates online, very, very decisive about using them, not hanging on to them for a long time because they believe in their ability to get another one up very, very quickly.
Yeah, they're going to be starting this off. They're holding in the statue room here, as they're going to be able to get this started off. And Nate's going to take down iToasty Toast. That's so much healing gone for the side of 9 lives. This should be a done and over fight for the side of Blue Hens immediately, as they just got knocked for healing, and they're going to have to back up give this point to Blue Hens for the time being as they wait for Toasty Toast to come back.
You love to see it. The Junkrat users ending up going down to the Junkrat on the defense after a very good attack. As both teams are screaming, continue to try to contest this, but it looks pretty tough for 9 lives.
Yeah, but they come back, they take down Twinkle Toes already. That's a massive pick. That's so much damage, frontline damage coming out from Blue Hens gone. The Amp Matrix is coming out trying to do something, but it's 9 lives going to be able to hold off and know when to hold off and get the recapture.
Yeah, and Noct using the beat there really sealed the deal for 9 lives, and they do give a 93% capture percentage, but that's really, really well done. They saw it was a lost fight, backed out, and then came back in with so much aggression and so many ultimates. I didn't think it should have worked, but it absolutely did. Shows you what I know. And they have 4 ultimates online now to hold this point.
Well, the Riptire coming out from Nate here, looking to get someone done, but Koopa is already down, and as well with Tom Curran thanks to that Riptire. This should be enough for them. The beat going to be used to keep them alive and pushing forward, as not Blue Hens getting that capture percentage maybe a couple, like about 30 seconds later than they liked, but still a good time bank nonetheless.
I'm questioning Hyper's decision to use the beat there, because there are a lot of, 9 lives is coming back with the Blizzard and the Shatter. A beat would be very helpful there. That could be the difference maker as we come to Streets phase, Joker.
Yeah, they're heading into Streets phase and looking at all of those ultimates from both of these squads. We're going to probably have an ult fiesta here, Charles.
Yeah, no, it's going to be absolutely wild, and knowing how Junkrats are doing on this map, Nate's probably going to get one in time as well. We get the Deadeye to start us off.
Yeah, the Deadeye not going to get anyone, however, didn't even break the shield of Twinkle Toes. The Shatter coming out, going to connect with one, but it's going to be enough as Twinkle Toes trying to get that Shatter back, just going to fall down to tie Toasty Toast on the Baptiste, and the defense is going to be starting up for 9 lives on the Streets phase here.
Yeah, I don't want to be the told you so guy, but Blue Hens really could have done with an extra sound barrier there to keep them alive through that Shatter. Great work from Poopa to be able to land that though. She was taking so much damage and so much spam and was able to find a moment out there, but the wall comes out. Great work to take down Poopa.
Yeah, and Nate gonna be using the Riptire for spawn, finding Toasty Toast and the D-Mac on the Diva as well, as Blue Hens has just opened it up immediately.
Yeah, just through a wall and a tire. The May and the Junkrat, 2 of the, shall we say, less than honest heroes in the game. But very, very good work from Blue Hens Academy to be able to make this work. And we see, let me do some quick maths in my head here. Nate almost, not quite, but almost matching Tom Curran's damage per 10 on the Junkrat here. Fantastic work.
Oh, self-destruct's coming out, but Dr. Jargo is going to get the more value with it as Twinkle Toes goes down, and 9 lives should be able to hold on to this point for the time being, as this is going to be a very hard point to crack now if you are Blue Hens.
Yeah, Blue Hens not only at a respawn disadvantage, at an ultimate disadvantage as well. Nothing of note in the bank, whereas 9 lives have 3 very crucial ultimates as well. Noct, especially with a sound barrier, to counter the Shatter, the Blizzard, and the Tire coming up is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, they're going to need something.
Great wall, though.
That is a good wall indeed, but they need to capitalize it on it quickly, and they don't. Mr. Deadeye takes down Hyper. The ultimates coming out from 9 lives are going to be able to hold this defense as strong as this sound barrier is going to keep them all topped up and healthy for the time being. The Riptire from Nate trying to turn this fight in some way or form as they're going to come for the rooftop.
The rooftop tire!
As well, and this could be the what they needed to turn it in their favor. Mountain taking like a little cheeky angle here, but it's still looking good for Blue Hens Academy. They've got the picks in their favor, but they need to get some more. Twinkle Toes takes down Dr. Jargo, and now the respawns have to come back to just hold on to this point for the time being, but I don't think they're going to be quick enough.
Blue Hen's so good at disengaging there. Once again, we saw, as soon as saw the trouble, they backed off a little bit, waited the cooldowns out, and a big difference maker there with the not to use that sound barrier at a time where, in my opinion, it wasn't really necessary, and could have come in later, but as soon as they knew the sound barrier was committed, they themselves committed their own resources. Nate using a really early tire to take on that Baptiste means that they only had Lucio heals with no feet, and Blue Hens took that door and slammed it open. Great work from Blue Hens now with 2 minutes remaining in their time.
It's going to be really hard to, they're obviously not going to have the same time bank as 9 lives with the self-destruct. Going to already take down the immortality field. That's going to be massive since the Amp Matrix is out from the Pong. That's going to be so much damage, not going to be able to be mitigated by only that defense Matrix, as they're going to be able to keep this cart rolling very strong, and a nice little headshot. HTF line onto Malibu. It's going to be really difficult for this team to touch. They're going to have to get, it's going to have to be Poofa. They get the shatter on the Tub Chub. It's a Blizzard coming out as well from Tom Curran. As both Blizzards are out, the self-destruct coming out from Dr. Jargo. Nothing doing, however.
The Bastion on the field!
Good. The Bastion is on the field for Malibu, but it's not getting much work as it's still going in the favor of Blue Hens. They need to get some more damage. The Riptire coming out from Nate 12 is going to take down the D-Mac Diva. That should be enough. It's just a May on point, and they do take him out. This is 1:13 on the board for Blue Hens Academy.
That was so chaotic. 9 lives almost making the Bastion work, but a couple stray nades was able to shut that silliness down. So 9 lives now gets to attack first, given they themselves had a better time back. 1:54 to be able to get something done here to set up what Blue Hens will know for sure will be their win condition.
Yeah, and it's going to be very difficult, as we do see a stat card coming on for HTF's May is 7.2 damage done per 10 and 25 elims, 4 final blows, but the big ultimate thing is the 4 ultimates used there for HTF there.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what my eyes were drawn to as well, because as May, I mean, as any DPS hero with such an impactful ultimate, it can be really tough to know when to use it, because when it takes that long to charge, you give it this weight, and it has to be the perfect ult. I have to make sure I get all 6, but HTF and Malibu here, not afraid to just chuck it, get 2, and just melt the Reinhardt down. So a really good usage, very decisive usage of that ultimate.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Alright, a quick rotation through a hotel means that 9 lives have switched this order around, but the Cassidy being taken down here is going to be a bit of an issue, as the immortality field is forced out very early on. The wall comes out, no way to retreat for Blue Hens, but they continue to push forward, getting the D-Mac, both tanks down for 9 lives. Blue Hens looking on the up and up for now.
Yeah, as they're still trying to keep this defensive strong, but it's not going to be enough as they break through the statue defense yet again, as they're now stalling out Toasty Toast on that map. It's going to get them a lot of cart progress.
Yeah, Blue Hens here are going to be able to continue to attack this point. They have 15 seconds of regular time remaining, but if they get the stagger, that's going to be enormous. Wow, fantastic work here as Blue is going to sit back to the spot, and a hard delay there is going to mean that Blue Hens are going to get through that additional choke of Street Space and come down towards the end of B with OT remaining. Now, folks, remember, in these extra fights, OT does not grant you extra time and will delay your respawns for so very long. This is going to be a very juicy matchup.
Yeah, thankfully they got Poofa back on the quick spawn. The Riptire coming out from Nate trying to get something done, but Tom Curran takes it out early on. Yeah, the Ant Matrix is coming out for both of these squads. The Blizzard is ready for HTF. It does not get eaten, but it's gonna be, that does not matter, as 9 lives are already gonna take down 2 with
both teams even.
Tom Curran, but both teams are indeed even on the point. The
Hyper has beat.
Nothing's doing. The beat coming out from Hyper. He needs. This should be enough to stabilize it. Reinhardt gets frozen up.
Shatter? Oh, it gets canceled!
Oh my goodness, the Shatter does get canceled indeed, and the Maywall coming out, trying to keep people away from the point. They're going to still get this point. Keep on going here. As they need to catch out, they might catch out the bat. They do. Hyper takes out Toast, and that should be enough for them to get to the second point here, Charles.
They cap. That's amazing. They swapped 2 for 2, but Hyper, as soon as the beat connected, wall riding above the Dragon Strike, amping heals with charge speed. That is a stressful situation to be in, my friend. Better you than me, Hyper. Great work of that Lucio to be able to keep their team up. That is a game changer. A potential map winning here for Blue Hen. Tom Curran now with the Junkrat tire online, though, could be huge.
And he takes down Nate early on. Yeah, Matrix coming out. The Shatter is massive from the side of Twinkle Toes, but it's not going to be enough because there's just too many ultimates coming in from 9 lives. It's just Hyper on point. They need to kill the Lucio quickly, and this should be the end of the overtime push.
Great work from Blue Hen's Academy. That is the only fight they lost on their attack run, to be able to get halfway into Foundry with, what, 1 minute and 13 seconds that they had. Absolutely phenomenal work. A stellar attacking display. Now, 9 lives have to match that, albeit with 40 more seconds, but Blue Hens can be very happy with the work they've done so far.
Yeah, and now they have the win condition set if you're Blue Hens Academy. You've got a lot of distance off that small time bank, and that happens a lot if you can get going in your overtime pushes. But they now need to hold them here for this 2 minutes, and I believe they can do it. We did see them for a little bit hold off 9 lives on point 1. And they're still keeping Nate on this Junkrat. Not going to be opting for Cassidy here, but whatever role or whatever hero Nate has been playing on, he's been popping off.
Yeah, I know the Junkrat has been working out, and now 9 lives have a lot on their hands to deal with. They're debating as the double off-tank comp as Tom Curran kind of try to sneak in the little Pharah there. Blue Hens, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's a May and Junkrat, two very fun and easy heroes to play against.
Yeah, if anyone didn't know, he's being sarcastic, but they're still opting for this double off-tank.
Sigma Hog.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a Jabase. That is very interesting. And Tom Curran
it's gonna work out.
Staying on the bar. There's no hit scan on Blue Hens, so 9 lives might have just hit a 900 IQ move here.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Dr. Jargo! These hooks are massive. Is he gonna get this point unlocked just off the back of your hooks alone? Take a bow, good sir, as it is going to be taking this point very quickly here.
Listen, Blue Hens are good at Brawl. They had the right heroes. They had the May. They had the Cassidy to play the Brawl. The Junkrat. But listen, you can't beat someone that doesn't know the rules. And 9 lives clearly doesn't know the rules because they're playing Sigma and Hog on King's Row. And it's working out. Blue Hens had no idea how to deal with it. Nobody looked at the far. And they had to switch double hit scan, completely changing up the DPS comp to have to contest Tom Curran on the far. Great work from 9 lives. Fantastic hero picks. Now, let's see how it works out through Street Fights.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get this, but Tom Curran already taking down Hyper. That's so big for the side of 9 lives. They don't have the speed boost to deal with any longer, as they're going to have to back up here yet again. The Amp Matrix is going to buy some time for the side of Blue Hens, but the barrage is going to be coming out soon. But there is the trade for HTF for Tom Curran, but it's still anyone's game as the res comes out and the whole hog going to take down Twinkle Toes. Is this going to keep going forward for 9 lives?
Our producers are so smart, Joker. Because as soon as I brought up the double headstand switch, we got 2 consecutive views of the POV of HTF and Nate. And you can see both these hit scan players trying to spam down choke, trying to help Blue Hens frontline, but every time they get a free second, they're looking up to that window trying to check for that Pharah, and that's inhibiting their ability to try to melt down Poopa and Dr. Yargo, who in turn have free reign on that frontline. Tom Curran, yes, he is getting those eliminations, but even just as a deterrent, as a distraction, fantastic hero pick.
Yeah, and they need something doing here. The Bob coming out from Malibu, going to be a lot of spam damage on the front line. The Bonk takes down the Bob very quickly here. They're going to still be holding it off as, oh my goodness, Dr. Jarger going to be super low, but Tom Curran still has this barrage looking to get it on high as, oh no! They don't touch it and they get the second point. It's still in overtime. The high news coming out from HTF, not going to get anyone. He's going to get that reload there. And now it's up to Nate. He's got this pack visor online. He's got to take down the barrage. He does! He does! He gets the barrage! And
OG takes down!
Oh my goodness! Nate with 3! Nate with 4! And he's done it! Blue Hens Academy!
What?
What? Lead! Oh my goodness!
That's Soldier Diff to the max. Yeah, we see, okay, Hyper with the great Lucio beat was a huge difference maker as well. Oh, I didn't know you went to challenge the Bastion, my friend, but that worked out as well. 9 lives here with such a good attack, but Nate on that Soldier was such a difference maker.
Yeah, that was an incredible play there coming out from Blue Hens Academy's Soldier Nate 12. We do have a stats card. We have a Ryan comparison for you all here. Take a look at this as, oh my goodness, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Puva did play less Reinhardt because we saw her on the Sigma for the majority of that overtime attack, but Twinkle Toes so dominant on that Reinhardt for Blue Hens, and so necessary too, because Blue Hens you saw on that first map on Lijiang kind of coasting along, just leaning back on their synergy and ability to count tempo and to make sure everything was okay. But the hero plays were super called for and very much required here on King's Row. They were pushed all the way to the end here. And Twinkle Toes was a huge part of that. Double the damage done, 10,000 more damage blocked, and taking less damage and getting more eliminations. Fantastic work from Twinkle Toes, and attempting twice as many Earth Shatters. That is a very active Reinhardt.
That is an active Reinhardt indeed, and it's showing up so far as the side of Blue Hens Academy are already up 2-0 in this series. We're going to be heading to a short little intermission before map number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss more Overwatch action.
They did find Cucumber, but he's going to lift him.
Oh, Vulcan gets caught right into that, and Speed is going to be
Oh,
able to follow
no.
up. Talk
You
about
let
jumping
him
over to the Doofus, talking about playing into the Doofus.
A manos de la bola. Ya son 3 las picks que conseguía el equipo de British Hurricane.
We need your help to decide our opinion outpost MVP of the match.
He's got a minute to kind of work some sort of pick against this Doc, and oh my good lord, he just got eviscerated.
He's not dead! Right now he's dead! Holy cow, I've never seen someone get so aggressive.
Oh, catches their opponent outside of the building, and that is it!
It's Rocket League Wednesday on the High School Esports League home room. I am, as the kids say, vibing right now.
This is just fumes for them while Pharaoh rips shot after shot after shot of the back of them.
Good wall towards site, but it's already been broken, so they can't even get that spike down trustedly. Camera over towards site, and again, it's getting all that information. Ebot going absolutely massive.
Here in this map number 4 season, up on championship point, being up 2-1. Nifty dropped down to 19 HP. Joker with his M13 in hand is just trying to hold the angles.
I wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. You think you're too far, but I'm where you are, you know. I said I won't leave your side. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can I feel your kryptonite? I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Hear you say you're fine. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time.
Healing that was coming up from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, you've got Grab Dragons available for SS.
Oh, and they're going to waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not going to get any... Oh, excited. Thank you so much, Sybjorn. Living up to the... Oh, beautiful strats from More Esports. They're going to go ahead and teleport directly onto the point. So they will be needing them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter, it might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charges to Mansion Blix at 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost Dragon
comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-mid gets...
And here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the whole shot and the headshot.
Maids with the silk thread shot. Show it off. Isn't gonna work well against the Ghost Confar as fine the GP will punch power. Yes, but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards. It's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to GitGud NA. We are here in the Advanced Division. Blue Wick Hens Academy are up 2-0 over 9 lives currently, and we're heading yet again to Italy. We're heading down to Rialto.
And if you're a Blue Hens player, you want this halftime to last as short as possible because you have momentum on your side. You just want to keep things rolling. And I can imagine spirits are high as a former collegiate athlete myself. Suffolk University tennis, go Rams. You spend a lot of time with your teammates. You have a lot of time allocated out to practice, and you get out of class early to go travel to games and all that kind of fun stuff. And you really, compared to a lot of other environments, the collegiate environment kind of lends itself to a lot of time spent with your teammates.
Yeah,
and we're seeing that kind of time pay off as Blue Hens Academy just looked that much little cleaner and that much more on the same page.
Yeah, I get that. I'm a ex-travel hockey player, so we spent a lot of times in hotels together, spending weekends because we were at tournaments far away, and you get to know your people very well. Some of my best friends were on my travel hockey team, and I'm still friends with them today. And that's a big thing with collegiate and other just team or club activities too. They can give you those friendships that last a lifetime. But we're not going to talk about good life stories here. We're here to talk about Overwatch. And we're heading to Rialto, and we've seen 9 Lives pull out this Pharah, and to a very good degree. Do you think we see that more going into Rialto?
Hey, listen, I've been saying this all series, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that Pharah definitely ain't broke. That's been a difference maker for them, because like we said, even on Kings Row, when it wasn't working, that Pharah was still such a distraction, such a pain in the hit scan, always having to look up, leaving that tank line alone to deal with all the damage that was coming their way. So without that, I think Blue Hens were able to be a lot more aggressive. So that Pharah, I'm assuming, is going to come back as well. But those Lucio boobs, Joker, keep an eye out.
Yeah, especially on this first point here, as we're going to see some gondolas going around the Rialto, as we're going to be heading into the match now, as we're waiting for the compositions to appear on our screens.
Yeah, and Rialto, I think Rialto is one of the prettiest maps in Overwatch. I'm excited to see what the graphics overhaul will do for this in Overwatch 2. I just think it's so gorgeous.
I do.
But on defense, a double barrier coming. I think this is the first time we've seen any real double barrier come out so far this evening, Joker.
Yeah, and Rialto does boat itself well to a double barrier type of composition that we're seeing from Blue Hens Academy right now. A lot of long sight lines, and we're seeing that as well for the use of the bonk on the Baptiste, and Hyper opting for the Zenyatta here, as we'll see. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out from the support line as well. It's going to be really hard for 9 Lives to push this.
Good luck to anybody that gets discorded against this comp. Every one of these heroes have 1-2 shot potential, so it's going to be up to Malibu to create a lot of openings, to try to force a lot of rotations. Lines up that headshot, and does it pull the trigger? Okay, consider myself debated, as Tom Curran now over onto the Tracer, getting in a lot of trouble themselves as well. Blue Hens Academy looks like their positioning is relatively undisturbed. They're able to, they voluntarily remove themselves from the high ground, as Golo on the Wrecking Ball is causing some trouble. Malibu getting their first pick, and Nate losing that sniper.
Yeah, Dr. Jargo yet again on this Wrecking Ball, doing so much work yet again. And they're going to be pushing this forward. Tom Curran super low, but Malibu takes a nice little headshot on the Twinkle Toes. They're going to have to push back for the time being, as Cub Chub goes down. They do take down Golo, but it's not going to be enough, as they keep just losing people before they can really regroup and re-engage. It's a nice little hook, but Hyper does take down Dr. Jargo before they can finish off the kill, but Bonk does go down in the end. It's they've got the spawn advantage now, though.
Yeah, now they're also hyper aware of this Widow's positioning and will be playing around their barriers much more intelligently. That should bode well for their defensive prospects, as well as they get the picks on the front line. They don't really have the range to contest Malibu. Maybe the soldier can tickle that Widow from time to time, but it really is just a question of the Widow versus Shields duel.
Yeah, as they are still looking good here. This positioning is going to be good for the side of Blue Hens to hold it out. They've got the spawn advantage for the time being. But Toasty Toast has this Nano online here, Charles.
Yeah, Nano probably to engage on the Wrecking Ball here, or to help Dr. Jargo survive through a whole hog, would be my best bet. As we do get a kill onto Nate, 12 nice and early on the hog, trying to push this high ground alongside the Tracer. Pulse Bomb comes out as well. Lots of chaos. The ball gets knocked onto the gondola. Okay. And makes it back to just continue feeding more Ultra towards the soldier. The Transcendence is utilized as well, despite the Anti connecting with the Orisa. Not quite sure if that was necessary. Now we see a Zen 1v1. Noctum come on top with that duel. As capable on the Zen as we have seen him on the Lucio earlier this evening as well. Toasty did not end up utilizing that Nano Boost in conjunction with the whole hog. So it looks like that's either going to come onto the Tracer or onto Golo's Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, the sights are online for Malibu here, and there goes the nano boost onto Dr. Jargo. But Nate takes down Golo already in this fight. This is the beginning of something good. Nate 12 gonna be using the Deadeye just to reload, it seems. The Transcendence coming out, but it's not going to matter as Toast is already down, and they're not going to be able to heal up the Roadhog at all, as it's still looking good for Blue Hens. It's Nate 12 popping off yet again. And Charles, he's a plat player.
Wow. Wow. The Blue Hens just have everything in the bag. I mean, all their players are so individually mechanically gifted, but they're also so good at target focus and making sure they focus down a Hyper's Discord picks. Fantastic work from Blue Hens.
Nate 12 is not the plat player. It's HTF that's the plat player. I don't want to make them feel bad in chat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but there goes the pulse bomb out from Tom Curran. Not going to be able to get anything going from that. However, as everyone's kind of low from the side of 9 lives, but Noct takes down HTF in this fight. Noct with another pick in the fight. That's 2 for the Zenyatta.
This could be it.
Trying to do something. Tubchub does get the kill with the Gravitic
Flux got canceled, I think.
But it's still not looking like it's going to be enough. There's still the advantage on point for 9 lives as they get over.
Great hook!
Goodness, Dr. Jargo hooking it out of Narnia, taking down HTF, and 9 lives going to be able to capture up point 1.
That is a max range hook to the pixel. Dr. Jargo, a very ballsy move to keep the ulting soldier and to go for that hook, but that does pay off. Great cojones on that man, my goodness. And we're seeing Golo take so much damage as that ball rolls through. Another great hook coming through. And I think they might be revisiting that Wrecking Ball selection there, because that's just helping Blue Hens charge their ultimate very, very
The charge coming in from Golo there, trying to do something, but the supercharger is out. Gonna be a lot of damage onto this 9 lives team without a real damage mitigation tank, as the Deadeye coming out from Nate 12 looking to get most likely the Dr. Jargo, and they do take down Jargo with the Deadeye in the end. They're gonna regroup for the time being as Twinkle Toast takes down Malibu, and it's going to be really hard to push without 2 key players on your team currently.
Yeah, and Tom Curran barely gets out with like 10 HP there on the Tracer. 9 lives regroup. They have, given how far away these spawns are, realistically speaking, just the 1 fight, and Nate's almost getting chunked down. As Tom Curran, a bit of a menace here. HTF going down though means that 9 lives now has a numbers advantage, Joker, as well as both flex support ultimates online.
Yeah, as the flex support ultimates are on, that's going to be a massive, especially with the Transcendence. But if Nate 12 is already down and a minefield kill going in the favor of 9 lives, the Transcendence is going to be used from Hyper to counter out Malibu's Transcendence. But it's not looking good for the side of Blue Hens, as they've already losing so many people in this fight. And this should be enough for the side of 9 lives to get a second point captured.
Yeah, Blue Hens don't really have the ability to be able to come and contest for now, and they will not. So 9 lives getting through point A and B with just seconds to spare, and that kind of, you know, by the skin of your teeth, the fly of your pants, squeaky bum time kind of strap might not work as well on point C with all the respawn advantage the defensive side has, and now the Flux is online as well, as given how small this choke is, that Flux could be revealed gauge.
Yeah, as Golo is going to be swapping over to the Orisa. Not very close, not a very good Wrecking Ball point is a point 3 of Rialto, but still nothing really doing right now from either of these squads. They're really just holding out, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, like you said, just a bit of a holding pattern as you see the pulled port composition coming up live. Those 2 cooldowns are absolutely crucial to making this work. You really need a vocal main tank on the Orisa here to make it work. And Golo has their comp on lock. Great Flux to catch all of them out, Joker. And it looks like Blue Hens are going to hang on for another fight. Last fight coming up now, as we see Blue Hens still looking very healthy on their ultimates. That Supercharger being able to get everybody so much ult charge, and as long as Hyper gets the Transcendence online, it's looking very healthy for them.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now, and they just gotta hold it out for another 30 seconds. Tom Curran swapping over to the Hanzo, try to get that one-shot potential, it seems.
Yeah, Tom Curran, we've seen pop up so many times on the Junkrat and Trace today. Now letting us see that Hanzo, that clutch potential is going to be very welcome at this time.
That I'm not going to get to anything, but it's not going to be. It's going to be enough to really keep the people away from the squad. It's going to be Tub Chub is going to just get 3 in that fight, and that's going to be enough for Blue Hens to win this out. As Hyper is just going to be trying to rain damage from on high as they try to come back to spawn, but they're not going to be able to touch in time as they do hold it around on this corner. But that's a very difficult spot to get. Rialto, not one of the hardest maps to complete, I feel like.
Yeah, point 3 is always so tough in my ranked game. So respect to anybody who is able to get 3 points on the board here. And a big difference maker that you see here, I feel like 9 Lives was not really able to make this pulled pork work. I think the pulls coming out of Golo had left a little bit to be desired. As you know, you really want to be using those pulls to pull people around corners into the fire, the Helix rockets, pulse bombs, and hooks, as well as alt fires from the Zen. So many things to combo with that it just did not work out. It almost looks like they were playing a very deathmatchy style, which worked when they had the ball, but did not once they switched to the Arisa. Blue Hens, on the other hand, smooth sailing the whole time. They might be a little bit disappointed, a little bit hard on themselves for losing the first 2 points, given how close they were to contesting right at the end there on both occasions, but still preventing a full capture on the side of 9 Lives. So they themselves now have a very clear and present win condition.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see. We've got 12 seconds to go, and we're seeing Blue Hens Academy maybe opting for this Wrecking Ball composition yet again, as 9 Lives going to be opting for pulled pork here, Charles.
Yeah, Blue Hens here on the Ball Diva of all combinations. We see the ball being paired with Sigma and Hog a lot, but this has got to be a new one as Nate gets sent back straight to stop.
Yeah, Nate already down, might be opting for a change. Now they're going to be rezzing him. That is an interesting decision, so close to the point, or so close to spawn, as Twinkle Toes got caught out there, as HTF going down, Tom Curran with a nice shot onto the Tracer. And you know, it's looking good right now for the side of 9 Lives. They're not contesting this point, however, but now, well, just as I say that, they do in fact contest it for a little bit. But still, the cart is making progress, as they're not really doing anything to contest this Diva that keeps pushing the cart forward. The Wrecking Ball gets slept up and stunned, but it's still Nate 12 getting so much work done on this Vara, getting pick after pick. Tom Curran does take him down, but still, the picks are in the favor of Blue Hens Academy. They need to take down Tom Curran first and foremost to keep this going, but it's looking good for Blue Hens.
Yeah, and Nate 12, they're playing so smart. Going for that Widow, killing the Widow, and then killing the Ana. The only tool that 9 Lives had in their toolkit to be able to contest the bar was deleted, and Nate 12, until came up against the direct hits of Tom Curran, kind of had free reign on that bar. So really, once again, fantastic target prioritization we see coming out of Blue Hens.
Yeah, the Transcendence is going to be used by Bonk there, as that's going to be a very quick first point take from Blue Hens Academy. HTF does go down, but it's a little too late, as they've already got the point and the new spawn, as Twinkle Toes getting a little bit over aggressive there as well, going down. But still, they're going to get this point progress because they kept them away from the point for so long.
Yeah, something definitely important to note here is that with the Mercy Zenyatta, Blue Hens have a lot less healing and a lot more damage, and it is paying off through Nate 12. But in a prolonged fight where the tanks are low, they could struggle to heal everybody up without the Valkyrie or the Transcendence. So I don't know if 9 Lives are going to be able to take advantage of that and slow the fight down and to really make sure those tanks are in trouble. But for the time being, it looks like they're being, pulled into the sucker punch style of just trading damage, and they just don't have the competition to keep up with that.
Well, both DPS are down, and Tom Curran's going to use the barrage and take down Bonk. This should be enough for them to hold on to this defensive hold for the time being, but there's still so much time left thanks to a very quick time bank on point 1, as Blue Hens go back to spawn.
Yes, and both teams now with 4 ultimates, perfectly balanced as all things should be. The bomb and the mines are going to make it extremely difficult for 9 Lives to keep their bodies on the cart. And once they're off the cart, 9 Lives have shown that they kind of get a little bit confused as to where to position, and that's where Nate 12 and HTF, especially with the Barrage and Pulse Up Online, are going to come alive.
Dr. Jargo was so low. The Barrage coming out from over the top, going to take down Malibu, but it's an even trade, 2 for 2. Currently, the res is there. However, the Mercy showing off its worth as the Ana is a little alone for the time being and does get taken down by Nate 12. It's just the Wrecking Ball contesting the point, but there comes Malibu back with the Tac Visor. Not going to get anyone, but Nate 12 does go down, and the res is there from onto Toasty Toast. This should be enough for them to keep this hope going steadily, as they need to get Blue Hens get another pick in their favor. It could change it. As they do, they take down 2. They take down Malibu and Toasty Toast, and the Transcendence is there to keep everyone alive. This is going back in the favor of Blue Hens very quickly, as oh my goodness, it looked almost unbeatable, and then just 2 picks, and it turns all the way in favor of Blue Hens, and they're pushing up the spawn now.
Yeah, I know, that's keeping us Delaware proud, baby, as Blue Hens continue to push through. Over 3.5 minutes on the clock to win what is essentially just a single fight, Joker. This is going to be brutal. Pulse Bomb, Mines, and Diva Bomb online as well. 9 Lives, of course, answering with set of mines of their own, as well as Tom Curran with a Barrage coming online very soon. The mines get engaged very early on, but doesn't really do much.
Yeah, as they're going to just wait out that minefield to go down and then just probably use the self-destruct, and there it goes over the top. Going to get some point progress, but Tom Curran does take down Blanc, but Twinkle Toes getting another pick with the minefield, and HTF getting a pulse bomb kill.
The pulse somebody touched!
Of the end, as Nate's going to be using the Tac Visor, getting 1, getting 2, and that's going to be it. Blue Hens Academy taking the series 3-0 over 9 Lives.
What a series we saw from Blue Hens. Sometimes struggling, sometimes challenged, but never flustered and never out of composure. Always being able to keep their heads on a swivel, adapting so well, and it's just team play diff, right? Because 9 Lives, we saw a lot of good pop-off moves from the likes of Curran, Dr. Yargo, Toasty, knocked on the Lucio, but it ultimately was not enough, because as much individual talent as they had, Blue Hens had that to match, plus that little bit more synergy, and I think it's times like this where, once again, the collegiate system, where you get to spend so much time with your teammates, really comes to life.
Yeah, and we have a far comparison ready for your viewing pleasure right this moment. We're going to see very similar stats here, but Tom Curran having obviously more damage. Oh, no, it isn't more damage done if you look at the damage done per 10.
Yeah, no, this is neck and neck between Nate and Tom Curran. A lot of their far performances just came down to what the enemy ended up picking to counter them. We saw Nate coming up against, Nate coming up against Double Sniper for a little bit, and it ended up somehow swinging in their favor before Tom Curran cut them down. And it depended on what the tanks were doing, because he saw some Diva and then a lot of like Sigma and Ball, which wasn't really the best at countering the Pharah. So lots of variables here. Very hard to compare these stats, but just based off on the tried and trusted eye test, 2 excellent Pharahs with great mechanics and an eye for a kill.
Yeah, definitely. As both of these players were those feel like those hard carries for both of these squads when anything needed to be done. We saw either Tom Curran or Nate 12 in that kill feed for either of these squads, but unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and it is going to be Blue Hens.
Yes, Blue Hens, repping the University of Delaware, are able to walk away with this win and progress themselves into the next round of the losers bracket, so they continue to keep their playoff dreams alive. 9 Lives, unfortunately, their season ends here after a very valiant effort.
Yeah, and that's gonna really round it out for this broadcast of Get Good NA. I have been Joker's Ransom. He's been Charles 7 Tang. And thank you all for watching. Peace out and good night.